Really, y'all don't know this, y'all in danger, I'm a threat. I'm a gamble with your life, cause you know that it's a bet. You know I ain't letting up, my foot is on your neck. Take my word for it, it's a promise and a threat. Really, y'all don't know this, y'all in danger, I'm a threat. I'm a gamble with your life, cause you know that it's a bet. You know I ain't letting up, my foot is on your neck. Take my word for it, it's a promise and a threat.
Good morning, Yankees universe. Welcome back to another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew on this Thursday, February 15th. Like always, I'm your guy, Hector, hanging out with my brother. I got my guy, Mr. TC Stills. And all you Yankee fans, wake up and get your coffee. TC, we are here. Yankee spring training is in full effect. How are you doing, my guy?
I'm good, man. I can't wait. It's already, pitchers and catchers showed up yesterday on Valentine's Day, and it was great. It's fun to finally see some guys on the field and see what they got, and just, man, it just seems like forever. We've been waiting for this, and we finally got to see some action. So how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I know the Super Bowl just passed, and we had a tragedy yesterday. I want to take a second just to send my thoughts and prayers to those that were affected by the mass shooting that happened in Kansas City. Thoughts and prayers are with you. It's a horrible time. But one thing about me when it comes to the Super Bowl, TC, you know me. I'm a big sports guy, right? But football is not my best, right? I'm not a big football fan. I do watch. I am entertained. I am a Giants fan. But when the Super Bowl is over, I get to kick back, put my feet up, because that means baseball season is upon us. And the New York Yankees are getting ready and geared up to start the 2024 season. Spring training is here. Pitchers and catchers, folks in the chat, let us know how excited you're feeling. If you guys can, smack that like button. We got over 20 people in the building. If you guys can, smack the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. We got 2 more giveaways. Because remember last Thursday when Frank was on, we was able to do 1 giveaway. We had some Knicks news break, and we had to shut the show down and go right into our Knicks show. So we got 2 giveaways later on today for what Frank Luna was able to bless the community. Shout out to our guy, Frank Luna. So if you guys want to get in those rubber ducky races later on today, just drop the $5 super chat. You'll be entered into the race, and you'll be able to get the prizes that Frank Luna gave the community. Shout out my guy, Jacob Petruzzi's in the building. Jacob Petruzzi, how you doing, my guy? How you doing? Salute to you. 01LS1Z2ADABX. My guy Marsh is in the building. Marsh, I hope all is well. And of course, look at this handsome bastard, TC Stills. TC Stills, how you doing? Mike Perez is in the building. Anthony Medina, happy belated birthday to my guy, my family, Anthony Medina. I cannot wait. April 20th, the NYYU event at Yankee Stadium. TC, I'm going to be sad you're not going to be there. We had an amazing time last year. Even though we didn't go to the game, we was able to meet up, right? But still, we'll save it for the future. Another meetup. Definitely going to be a bunch of them.
We'll be there again. Don't worry.
Definitely. Oakley Turner's in the building. Oakley Turner, how you doing? Willie Starr is in the building. Damian Serrano is in the building. Ocean Views and Coffee Shop. How are you? I haven't seen you in the chat. Hope all is well. Alyssa Serrano is in the building. Serrano, how are you doing? Alyssa, hope all is well. My guy Dev Finch is in the building. Salute. Mr. Langley is in the building. Langley, I hope all is well. And like my guy Soso said, you can help the morning crew by supporting us with Buy Me a Coffee. Well, we're going to be out there in spring training, right? So if there's Yankee fans out there, if you guys are going to be in the Tampa area from around March 3rd to around March 13th, make sure you hit me up. Make sure you link up because I'm going to be in Tampa. I'm going to be by the Yankees spring training complex. I'm going to be interviewing a lot of fans. I'm going to be interviewing some
you
players.
Want to meet him.
I'm going to link up with my guy Frank Luna as well. So it's going to be a good time down there in Tampa. Let's see what the chat has to say.
He's a good tour guy too. He'll take you around New York.
That's a fact. With the $4.99 super chat, you have been entered into the duck race. But my guy JT says, let's go. It's a good day for a Gardner signing. JT, I like what you did right there. But like my guy Frank Luna says, it's a good day for a good day. Shout out to my guy JT. We got to put him into the duck race later on today. If you guys can, let's run the likes up. Smack the like button. We got over 30 people in the building. TC, yesterday, Aaron Boone, he came out of his little cave, right? He came out of his cave to talk to the people, to talk to the reporters. I got not a clip, but I got a quote from Aaron Boone, and I think this is a good way to start off the spring training hype. Aaron Boone, his message to Yankee fans yesterday: we are hell bent on bringing a champion. We understand very well that last year was not anything that anyone in this organization wants, demands, or expects. And like I said, Aaron Boone is signaling to the Yankees fan base that the New York Yankees, they are hell bent on winning a championship. TC, I'm gonna throw it over to you. Get your take on Aaron Boone. Folks in the chat, are you excited from Boone's press conference? TC, what was your first thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, the guy wants to win. I mean, he's been, like we've been saying, he's from a long lineage of baseball, baseball family. His dad, his grandfather. I mean, the guy knows baseball, but when it comes down to it, to us fans, it looks like he just doesn't know what he's doing. But the guy, he wants to win, and he only can manage the team that's given to him.
Yeah.
And last year, he was basically, one arm tied behind his back with some of the guys that, these weren't, legitimate baseball players that he's having to roll out there. So this year, I think he's got a high expectation, especially with the Juan Soto and Alex Verdugo signings. I mean, that offense was pathetic last year.
Yeah.
And, he comes out and he says, we do have a chance to win this year. It's again, it all depends on the health. If this team can stay healthy on paper, the offense will be better. And that gives us a lot of hope. I mean, that's what we're looking forward to, because last year I couldn't stand watching the games because honestly, this offense was hard. It was a joke. It was a hard watch.
It was hard. And shout out to Pete, man, because he called almost every game last year, right?
Definitely
and for
shout
him
out to Pete.
to watch that horrible Yankees lineup. By the time we was in the sixth inning, it felt like the opposing pitcher, no matter who the pitcher was, had a perfect game or a no-hitter against this lineup, especially for those 2 months that Aaron Judge was out. My guy Damian Serrano just brought us a coffee. He said, let's go, fellas. Spring training is upon us. Damian Serrano, my guy, I appreciate you, my guy. Can't wait to be out there in Tampa. I can't wait to go to some Chino Latino spots with my guy Damian Serrano. Appreciate my guy Damian. But no, talking about Aaron Boone, I get it, right? I think it's his last year on his contract. I think if the same season, knock on wood, if the Yankees were to have a miserable season this year and repeat basically the same thing that they did last year, I think the scapegoat, it's not going to be Brian Cashman. It's going to be Aaron Boone. Aaron Boone is setting up to be a scapegoat if the Yankees do not make it to the postseason this year, or if they make it to the postseason and they get embarrassed, whether that be in the wild card, first round, or the ALCS. If they get embarrassed, I think the scapegoat will be Aaron Boone. So, like Damian said earlier, right? It's all lip service when it comes to what Aaron Boone is saying, right? But when it comes to what he is signaling towards the fan base, this is what we want to hear. We want to hear that our organization, that the team that we watch, that the team that we bleed sweat and tears for is the team that is hell-bent on winning a championship, right? That message right there to the fan base is something that us as a fan base, we want to hear. But like Damian said, it's all lip service until you go out there and you actually get it done. Like I said, Aaron Boone, if the Yankees have a repeat of last year, or if they get embarrassed in the first, second, or the ALCS round and the postseason, Aaron Boone will be that scapegoat. right? And there's some people that are around the team at the moment that could be a little bit of replacement. We got Joe Girardi, who's coming back. He's gonna be in the booth, the broadcasting booth, like he was before he got hired by the Marlins and before he got hired by the Yankees. So he's gonna be working with the Yes Network again. It's good to see Joe Girardi back with the Yankees. And also we got Brad Ausmus on the bench as his assistant coach as well. I'm bringing this up real quick. My guy Chris McMonagle, you guys remember C-Mac? We had him on the show. Shout out to my guy C-Mac from WFAN. But C-Mac said, and this was a while ago, this is a clear cut. They can go at some point over the course of the year to step in for Aaron Boone, talking about Brad Ausmus. If Aaron Boone was to have a horrible season, if the Yankees are under 500, if the Yankees are struggling by the time the All-Star break comes, Brad Ausmus is the perfect candidate to replace Aaron Boone in season if the Yankees decide to make that move. We know the Yankees do not like replacing managers or coaches in general during the season.
Yeah. No, I don't see that happening. I see them, at least go, finishing out the season. They'll make their decision afterwards. But again, if we have all the injuries, how are you supposed to blame Aaron Boone on that? I mean, our guys are fragile. I mean, we got guys that just showed up to spring training already hurt. So I mean, it's all New York sports. I mean, you're dealing with the Knicks, and I mean, it seems like it's just a New York thing. I don't. Is it the water you guys are drinking, or is it? What's happening over there?
When it comes to the Jose Trevino injury, I see a lot of Yankee fans, getting upset already. I get it. You never want to see injuries, especially with the track record that our team had last year. Not even fully into spring training, and somebody is already out with a hamstring injury, going to miss the first 2 weeks of spring training.
Injury.
Calf injury. Yeah. Sorry for the misspoken. But when you look at it, this is a guy that was already coming back from injury.
Right.
This is the guy that he was already coming back from a wrist injury. So were we expecting Jose Trevino to be 100% right out the gate in spring training? I know I wasn't. Were you guys expecting him to be 100%? Like I said, this is a guy that literally is coming back 100%. Off of wrist surgery in the off season. So knowing that he's coming back off of wrist surgery, you should know he wasn't able to get 100% of his workout in the off season because he had to rest his wrist, or he couldn't go 100% or 120% into his workouts, right? So again, when it comes to it, yes, you never want to see injuries, but also put in perspective that this was a guy that was already coming back from injuries. So you can't expect him to be 100% right out the gate. And like you said, TC, I don't think anybody is 100% right out the gate, but you know what I mean when I'm talking about Trevino.
Yeah. No, the good thing though, the good thing about this year, I think they have a better, they have more depth on the team. I think they've established a lot of guys, either the 4A, AAA guys that could step in case of injuries. But we also got a surprise injury that nobody even saw, nobody even heard about. Was back in December, Scott Effross had back surgery. We didn't even know about this. So he's going to be out for half the season. So that's another bullpen guy that we were counting on.
Yeah, that's another guy, like you said, that we were counting on. But the Yankees, they made corresponding moves, right? They brought back Lou Trevino. They made some trades as well. You never want to
Trevino might not be ready
injuries. Trevino may not be ready as well, just because of when they signed them, how close to spring training. You never want to see injuries, right? When it comes to Scott Effross, we traded for him with the Chicago Cubs. He missed basically the entire season last year. We were expecting him to be a big part of the bullpen this year. Injuries happen, right? He had back surgery. Back is a tricky thing to come back. Even if you have the surgery, even if you rehab properly, your back is a very tricky
know about
thing.
that, right? I mean, you didn't have surgery, but you have back issues, man.
I definitely know about that by having all the back procedures I've had over the past few years. But when it comes to when it comes to Scott Effross, just make sure he's healthy. Make sure he's healthy. When the news came out that he had back surgery and Yankee fans didn't hear about it, it happened back in December. I was like, what are we doing? But the front office was able to navigate, make some trades, make some signings that if other teams may have knew the Yankees were in desperate need of a bullpen arm, they may try to tax the Yankees a little bit extra. So I like the way that the front office approached the situation and handled the situation. I don't like the injury, but I like the way how they approached it and they addressed it immediately once it was known and once it was like knowledge out there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I was saying, that they have more depth, and that I think that's the reason why they signed a Luke Weaver and a Cody Morris, Cody Poteet. They have other guys in, Will Warren, Clayton Beater, Louis Heel. They have a lot of guys that can step in the role. They have a core, I say about a core 4 in that bullpen that, Aaron Boone, I'm sure is going to, run to the ground. I hope not, but that's we have some depth. I'm just a little surprised they didn't go out and get another, maybe like a Neris or one other big names that were out there. But Cashman seems to his specialty is the bullpen. They find these diamonds in the rough. Matt Blake turns them around, and they become these star guys out of the pen. So I really don't have a fear of the bullpen. It's the starting pitching if that can hold up. And the offense stay healthy. So that's my concerns on this team. So I don't know. What do you think?
I got a few chats that I want to bring up real quick.
Get those
Oakley
chats.
Turner just said the Efros surgery might be a surprise to us, but I'm sure it's something the Yankees knew and were planning of. Players can now be put on the IL, so it makes sense that it would happen now. Absolutely, Oakley Turner. And when you put it into that way, when you lay it out with that perspective, it's a good way to look at it. Let me shout out some more people. Oh, my guy 19 comment. Trevino is an actual injury. Heck, he's out for at least 2 months to start the season. All right, thank you, 19 comment for that one. Acevedo said if they were willing to give Trevino 1.5 plus $2 million and incentives plus $5 million option, why not guarantee 2 years plus with an option to Wandy? I think Wandy wanted that extra year as security for him, right? Wandy, he's not a spring chicken. He's up there in age. So as a pitcher, if you're trying to maximize the most you can get back on return, you're going to want that extra year. And I don't think the Yankees wanted to give him the 4 years, a little on 3 years. So Wandy, as much as I wanted him back with the Yankees, go out there, make your money, do what you got to do. Make sure your family is secure for this future. Make sure you lock in that extra year. But now you're going to be on the team in San Diego. Let's see if they're able to even make it to the postseason. Let's see what else we got there. Acevedo also said Boone wants to win 2 things. Send analytics to if Boone wants to win, there's 2 things. Send analytics to hell. And if given DFA guys, pull a Cashman move, go to the media and make it known that you don't like what you are given to manage. It's his last year. Acevedo, right on the money. When it comes to Aaron Boone, I'm trying to turn over a new leaf when it comes to Booney, right? It's a love-hate relationship. I get it. When I had the chance to interview him that day, it made me see Aaron Boone in a different light. Just because if you have a conversation with Aaron Boone, 2 minutes into the conversation, you could tell, oh, this man is actually genuine. Oh, he actually wants to win. Oh, this is not no sugarcoating, right? So maybe sometimes in the press conference, he beats around the bush with the reporters, because if you think of it, if you're Aaron Boone, are you going to give the reporters canyon fire to write an article bad about you? Absolutely not. So he tiptoes around and he beat around the bush with the reporters. Maybe he can handle that better. But when you have a conversation with him and you see how he interacts with young Yankee fans, you can tell that this man is super genuine. He actually wants to win a championship. That's my only takeaway when it comes to Aaron Boone. And like I said, I'm going to try to turn a new leaf this season when it comes to Booney. TC, what's your thoughts?
I agree. Myself, my dad, and my brother, we met Aaron Boone in one of the what do you call it? This in December when they have the winter meetings. Sorry, the winter meetings. So we met him a couple years back, and good guy. He knows baseball, and he gives his time to. I mean, he doesn't brush you off. I mean, that's what I like, and he does. He knows baseball, and it's just hard for us to watch the games and say, how is he not able to make the right moves, or when his dad, his brother, everybody in his family is from baseball. So some of the things just has you scratching your head thinking, this is coming from above him. This isn't him. This is all analytics. And that's why he wants to get rid of. He wants to be able to manage freely, like an old school manager. And his hands are tied.
Like Avicii brings up this point. He sits guys who are hot, and you just said it right there.
When that's not happens, him, though.
That's more analytics than anything else. In 2024, the days of the way that Joe Torre managed, it's the days of the past. The ways that Casey Stengel managed, or the ways that Billy Martin managed, that's the day in the past. Your manager is not just going to go up there to the podium and just start ripping his team. That's in the past. right? Maybe you can say, oh, well, you know, like baseball is soft nowadays. Copy. If that's the hill you want to die on, go ahead, go die on that hill, right? But it's a different day and age. The front office, they have more say in what happens on the baseball diamond than the manager does. And that's because of money. Players are making so much money. The teams, they want to make sure if I'm spending $200 million on this payroll, I want to have the best opportunity to win a game. And if the best opportunity to win a game is to use analytics, then I'm going to use me some analytics. And that's from the owner down to the front office and down to the manager. Us as fans, we may not like it, but the manager, like you said, TC, when it comes to Aaron Boone, he is hamstrung, I want to say 7 times out of 10 when it comes to his decision on the diamond because of how hands-on the analytic department is when it comes to the game. I got a chat that I want to bring up real quick. Jake in the chat. Hold on. Jake, you're a clown. He says, I saw a report that Boone has a plan to open up a brand new cupcake stand at Yankee Stadium. The plan is to have it right next to the ladies' room, so he has quick access to take a tinkle if he needed it. Listen, Jake, as long as the cupcakes are gluten-free, I'll be ready to buy one. Shout out to my guy, Ralphie Martinez is in the building. He says, salute, I love baseball. De lo mío, que lo que. I've been a casual fan for the past 3 years, hoping the Morning Brew show get me back on track. Let's go, Yankees. Ralphie Martinez. I take that challenge, right? I like challenges. So my challenge here is that I will take it and I will make sure you will be a diehard baseball fan when September comes around. And you know what? We may go catch a couple of games at the stadium. Who knows? Folks in the chat, we got over 65 people in the building. So if you guys can, smack that like button, hit the subscribe button. We are sitting at 3,513 subscribers. TC, we are almost at 4,000. It's February 15th. We got about a month before the season starts, a month and a half before the season starts. Let's try to get to 4K subscribers before opening day. So if you're watching this for the first time, if you're a casual, if you just watch and you don't like to be in the chat, hit the subscribe button and join the Brew Crew familiar. TC, what's your thoughts?
Yeah. No, we welcome everybody here, even if you're a fan of a different team. We welcome everybody. We're a family here. The chat just, runs the show. We love this place. And, guess what? I came from the chat. I'm not even part. I was just never part of the show. So for Hector to give me a shot, hey, look at it. We could pluck one of you guys out and become part of the show. You never know.
Hey,
so
for those that don't know, I kidnapped TC and told him that he has to show up here every day. Shout out to my guy NFE that's in the building. He says 4,000 subs means we're gonna have a cupcake celebration. Yeah. Absolutely, my guy NFE. Richie Rivera from Empire State of Baseball. How you doing, my guy? Like he said, we got 35 likes. Where is the love? In the words of one of the greatest groups of all time, the Black Eyed Peas, where is the motherfucking love? Smack the like button for your boys. My guy Anthony Medina with the $9.99 super chat.
Thank you, Medina.
Guys, just wanted to give you some love and support and keep doing a great job, Hector, hermano, and let's go Yankees. Anthony Medina, absolutely appreciate you. And of course, my guy Michael Caputis is in the building. Now with these injuries happening already, make the Yankees look bad with no my man, did you graduate high school with no doing anything else? Okay, better get another starting pitcher and closer. I'm sorry, Caputo, I just couldn't read what you wrote. But with that conversation, with Caputo bringing up if the Yankees are going to add something, I think this is a great segue, right? Before we start talking about if the Yankees going to talk about Blake Snell, if the Yankees are going to trade for Dylan Cease, I got a video that I want to play because I know we was talking about Aaron Boone. I know we was talking about the fan base, right? Nah, it's all cool, Caputo. I understand the typo. Don't worry about it. But
all good.
Michael Kay, right? And Michael Kay is a guy that I've watched ever since I was a kid. This is who I grew up with as the voice of the New York Yankees for me in my life, and that's Michael Kay. And Michael Kay yesterday said something about Yankee fans that it just ticked me and rubbed me the wrong way. So I'm going to bring it up real quick.
Does that a lot?
We're going to play the video, and we're going to react to the video. Let's do it. And TC, you didn't hear this, so you got a fresh reaction.
I haven't seen it, so it's a fresh.
You haven't seen it? This is a fresh reaction from TC. So let's go. Let me know if you guys can hear the audio or if there's any audio issues.
Yankees pitchers and catchers today. And there were injuries that Aaron Boone... Immediately. I love it. So Scott Efros, who... was acquired by the Yankees a couple of years ago. Then was out last year with the Tommy John surgery. He had the Tommy John surgery. He was all better from that. Then in December, he had a back surgery. So Scott Efros will not be available to them until probably summer, maybe end of June, beginning of July. I don't think that's a killer. I don't know if you really factored that in when you're looking at their bullpen. Now you're acquiring a really good relief pitcher without giving anything up. So that's the way you have to look at it, and it gives him more time to recover from the Tommy John. That was number one. Number two, that Aaron reported that Jose Trevino has a calf injury. So he will not catch the first 2 weeks of games. So the games don't even start till the last week of February. So you got to cross your fingers and hope that he's ready for the start of the season. He missed most of last year after undergoing the wrist surgery. So those are the injuries that were reported today. Also, Lou Trevino, one of the pitchers that the Yankees got in the deal with the A's, he was released during the offseason, but he came to camp and was signed today as a non-roster player. So he could also help in the bullpen. Aaron Boone met with the media for a half hour. State of the team, the whole deal. And I thought the best quote he said, "We are hell-bent on winning a championship." I mean, that's what every fan wants. But I love reading the reaction to questions like that or answers like that, Don and Peter. Oh, yeah. Yeah, until injuries. What do you want a manager to say? Yeah, we'll be happy if we finish fourth.
Well, especially
people are out of their mind.
Well, and it's not even because it's the Yankees and that's the mission statement every year. When you go out and trade for a generational talent and you only are guaranteed to have him for 1 year,
you're hell-bent.
Then you're going to be hell-bent to win a championship. They didn't do this to sell tickets. They didn't do this to win 100 games or to solidify a playoff spot. They did it to win a championship. I know last year they won 82 games, Michael, but if Judge doesn't get hurt, if Rizzo doesn't get hurt, they're a playoff team. Now, maybe they wouldn't win the division. Maybe they wouldn't win 100 games. They'd make the playoffs. And I think they've got enough talent without Soto to make the playoffs next year. But you get Soto to win a championship. So it's not typical Yankees. I think any team that's got the talent of the Yankees and acquire a talent like Soto would have the exact same answer to the question. Now, back to the calf injury, isn't that a precursor to an Achilles? Is that a concern?
I mean, the calves are very, very difficult, though.
Bent on winning a championship. I mean, yeah, I hope so.
But wouldn't it be worse, guys, if he gave an answer like, "Well, we're going to try to win"? I think there's a lot of teams that believe they can win, and we think that if everything breaks right for us and we give it the old college try, that we've got a chance at a championship. Everybody would jump up and say, "Why are you not confident?" He can't win for losing.
But no, you can't win. That's a great point, Don. But here's what really gets me. I don't know why I allow it to get me. So yesterday I tweeted out that Yes was going to carry the Aaron Judge press conference.
Right here.
At 1 o'clock, which they did live. And, just the comments. Oh, what's he going to say? How great they are, how they're going to win. No, he's going to say they stink. I mean, what kind of morons are you?
Now, that's my issue. That's my issue. When you stoop so low to call your fan base morons, that's the issue I have. You are a guy that you've been a part of the Yankees organization. You have been a part of the Yankees franchise. You have been a part of calling the games for the New York Yankees since the 80s, my guy. Like I said, I grew up watching Michael Kay on the pregame, on the postgame, during the game as the voice for the New York Yankees. And for you in 2024 to say that the fan base are morons, who are morons because you're frustrated because fans on Twitter, some people who are probably trolling or messaging you saying that, oh, well, what do we expect? We had injuries all of last year. And the first day of spring training, it gets announced that, hey, you got a guy who had back surgery in December. We didn't let you know. Hey, you got your catcher who was a Gold Glover last year who had wrist surgery in the offseason. He's going to miss the first 2 weeks and won't catch games of spring training. Of course, the fan base is going to say, well, here we go again. And for Aaron Boone to have his press conference and for you to get upset because some trolls on Twitter were messaging you, it's Twitter. That's what happens. There's people on Twitter that they have nothing else better to do just to fuck with people. L.I. Yankee King, I love him to death. My man, I turn my notifications off for Twitter because my man messages me every 5 minutes, and I love it. Shout out to my guy, L.I. Yankee King. Go ahead, TC.
I mean, how long has Michael Kay been with the Yankees? 30 years? I mean, doesn't he know by now that these fans are passionate, the most knowledgeable fans out there that want to win? This is a frustration of not winning since 2009. And we're so sick and tired of these injuries every single year. We don't put a healthy team on the field. I mean, when's the last time we made it through a season without any, big injuries? It's every single year. So what do you expect the Yankee fans to say? Here we go again, just like you said, hey, another injury. Oh, it's the frustration. And Kay of all, he's a hypocrite. I'm sure he's on off air. Oh my God! Oh no, more injuries, more. If he's a real fan, he's feeling the same way we are.
Yeah,
frustrated.
It's deja vu. It's
exactly.
Here we go again. It's the same nonsense from last year.
And I don't like the way he talks down to fans and calling them names. That's what gets me. Just talk about sports. Don't criticize the fans. The fans, we pay for all you guys to play baseball. We're part of the, we feel like we're part of the team as we go to the games, we buy the merchandise. We're supporting the team and we want to see a winner. We don't want to go to a game and half the teams on the IL and we see a bad product. But you're charging, the same prices, big prices for everything.
Bingo.
So why wouldn't they be frustrated? And a fan has every right to say what they want. They can fan the way they want. And for Michael Kay to come down on them and he's done this before and try to control, oh, you don't know how to be a fan I'm done with that. I'm so tired of the way he acts. Really,
like Anna Marie, and shout out to Anna Marie. Like I said, one of my favorites that's always in the chat. Anna Marie, I hope all is well. And Anna Marie, we definitely got to go to some games this year. You won last year. You got to be able to link up with all of us and go to a game this season. But Anna Marie said it perfectly. You can't lump all of the fans together. He called all of us morons. Absolutely. And like my guy Richie Rivera said, I think if we're losing our minds day one of spring training, we have to reevaluate our fanhood. Absolutely. I don't think there's any Yankee fan. Oh, let me rephrase that. There shouldn't be any Yankee fan out there saying that our season in 2024 it's a make or break because Jose Trevino has a calf injury. Our season for 2024 is not a make or break season because Scott Efros had back surgery in December. But when you lump all the fans together, the entire fan base, and say that the entire fan base are morons, that's my issue. And that's what I have a problem with, right? When it comes to Michael Kay, like I said, I give him all the respect in the world. You guys will hear me say that before I go in on this man anytime. Like I said, I grew up with him being the voice of the New York Yankees when I was a kid, when I was in high school, when I was in junior high school. But I get a little bit frustrated. It kind of seems like he is sitting in his ivory tower, looking down on us and just laughing at us peasants while he's calling us stupid at the same time. Yeah,
you're right. I mean, he calls a good game. It's the show that really drives me crazy. It's his show because he's a very good announcer, very good. And going back to what Richie said, I don't think we're losing our minds yet. I think we're just frustrated because the pitchers and catchers show up and we hear about an injury, 2 injuries already. So it's just like, here we go again. We're not giving up. We're not throwing in the towel like the season's over. No one's doing we're just.
And you shouldn't do that.
We're used to it. We're just used to it, and it's just sarcastic. We're being, like, here we go again. Okay,
yeah.
What do we expect? So we're just waiting every day to hear who got hurt. At this previous day. So we're
and also when it comes to Aaron Boone, again, his press conference, I started off by saying what he said. It's just lip service. Yes, as a fan base, you want your manager to say that right out the gate as one of the first things he says. to proclamate. Yes, we don't want him coming out there and saying, well, you know, we can be competitive this year. You know, we could put a good effort. You go out there and play 162 games
Golly
and give it an A play. Golly gee willikers. We don't want him to say that. We want him to say that our team is hell bent on winning the championship, as it should be every season we go into spring training.
He's the leader.
Is it realistic or unrealistic to have that mind frame? Absolutely is an unrealistic thing. But at the same time, as a fan base, you have to sell us on wanting to go to the games at the stadium. You have to sell us when it comes to it's 7 o'clock at night. Do I go outside with my girlfriend for a date, or do I spend the next 2.5, 3 hours watching a Yankee game? It is up to the Yankees to sell us as a fan base on that. So yes, we want to hear Aaron Boone say that right out the gate. But when you have Michael Kay sitting in his ivory tower, looking down on Yankee fans, thinking he is the smartest baseball mind on the Yes Network, that's when there's an issue. When you call us stupid or morons, that's when I have an issue.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the one thing here, right? One thing that me and TC do, right? The one thing that the chat do, if we don't agree with someone, we're not going to say that they're a moron. We're not going to call them stupid. We're not going to belittle them. What it seems like he's trying to do is the same stick or the same gimmick that Mad Dog and Mike Francesa did all the way back in the early 2000s and late 90s, when they used to belittle fans that used to call up to the station. That seems like the gimmick that he is playing. But the one thing that myself and TC, when it comes to how we handle these conversations with fans, is we don't tell people how to fan them. No. If I don't agree with Michael Caputo, I'm not going to call Michael Caputo a fucking idiot. I'm not going to call him a moron. I'm not going to call him stupid. If I don't agree with L.I. Yankee King, I'm not going to call him stupid. I'm not going to call him a moron. You can have your take. Is it an out-of-pocket take? Maybe out of pocket, but I'm not going to call you stupid. I'm not going to tell you how to be a fan. And that's the one rule that I've always had here. Shout out to my guy, Double A, that's in the building. Go ahead, TC, before we switch.
No, I mean, hey, Caputo's been here for a long time. He hasn't gone away. So what does that tell you? It's open. We love everybody. I mean, yes, he speaks for a lot of us. He's frustrated just like we are. He might be a little more negative than everybody else, but you know, he speaks a lot of our minds that we're very frustrated. We want to see more star pitchers. We want to see, you know, everybody healthy. We want to see them put a championship team together on the field. You know, that's what he always wants. He wants a championship team. It's been since 2009. Yankee fans expect a winner every single year. We're not Oakland A's. We're not Detroit Tigers who, let's see, maybe can win 50 games this year. Whatever, you know, we'll go to an occasional game. Yankee fans are always watching, going to games, paying for merchandise. I mean, very, very frustrated, and we have every right to be.
Are we in a drought right now as an organization when it comes to championships? And absolutely, this is a drought. We're about to enter in the longest drought when it comes to our last championship. I get that, right? If you look at it, right, if you're a Met fan, 1986 is 1980 from 1986 to 2000. That's further away from 2009 and 2024. Just know that. 1986 is still a long time away from 2000, when you guys made it to the World Series, and 2015. 2009 is the last time the Yankees made it to the World Series and won a championship. Yes, there's some part of the fan base that never experienced that weren't able to enjoy that. We got a young kid named Halal that works on the network. He was never able to enjoy that in 2009. Right, L.I. Yankee King, that dude was probably still drinking bottles in 2009, the last time the Yankees won a championship, right? So I get it. We are entering a drought, but at the same time, this is the one thing I've always said, and I'm gonna stick by this. Yankee fans are some of the smartest baseball fans in the entire sports media.
Yep.
Point blank. Let's shout out the chat real quick. Uncle Grandpa Tats is in the building. My guy, Nathan Ramachandra from the NNR Hour. Listen, guys, if you guys can, make sure you guys go and subscribe to Nathan at the NNR Hour, and make sure you go subscribe to Uncle Tats and the Pinstripes Chronicle. Uncle Grandpa Tats, how you doing? My guy, FL Divers in the building.
JC,
salute to you. And like my guy L.I. Yankee King says, I'm here. Yes, you are, L.I. Yankee King, and we appreciate and we love you. Cadzilla's in the building. My guy Cadzilla, salute, salute, salute. 3 capital S's. L.I. Yankee King said, in 2009, I couldn't enjoy the celebration because I was 10 years old, and you were still drinking a bottle, like I said. So let's switch gears to some of the rumors that are still circulating when it pertains to our New York Yankees.
Yeah.
Before we continue, guys, again, smack the like button. We got over 70 people in the building. And if you're watching this for the first time, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and join the conversation with your boys. The link for the open panel, I'm going to put it out there around like 12 o'clock. We're going to rock out from the open panel from like from like 12 to like 12:45. And Sean Browning, absolutely not Sean Browning. I will never forget about you. Shout out to my guy Sean Browning, who was in the building. And we also have the giveaways. So if you guys want to make sure you enter in. We got 2 people who entered in, Anthony Medina and my guy JT as well. So if you guys want to enter in for the rubber ducky races, just drop the $5 super chat and we'll enter you to the giveaway that Frank Luna blessed us with the squad. So we got to talk about it. Blake Snell, he is still a hot rumor. I know the Yankees lost out on Corbin Burns. We talked about him on the last show. We haven't been able to have a conversation about it, but let's talk about it. Right? Blake Snell is still rumored to be the thing for the New York Yankees. Jim Bowden came out there and said, I think the Yankees ultimately land him, especially after the Orioles traded for Corbin Burns. Removing Burns as an option unless they're able to make a trade with the White Sox for Dylan Cease. Snell led the majors in ERA and ERA plus and walks last year en route to his 2nd Cy Young award. When it comes to Blake Snell, TC Still, this is the rumor that seems like it's never going to die. What's your thoughts about Blake Snell and this report by Jim Bowden thinking that the Yankees ultimately will land him? Folks in the chat, let us know what you think. Do you got a thumbs up, thumbs down? What's up, TC?
Yeah, well, according to, the baseball writers, it was the Yankees that were the only ones to give him a contract offer. Was it 5 or 6 years for $150? They pulled that offer, so that offer's no longer. So the only way that Blake Snell comes to the Yankees is a 1 or 2 year deal. That's the only way he's coming to New York. They're not giving him multi years. The 3, 4, 5, 6 years. 1 or 2 years. If you really want to be a Yankee, suck it up. And there's no other suitors out there. I don't see, the Orioles just got Corbin Burns. I don't know. Yeah. They could be one, but and then you got the Rangers out there still debating on whether they're getting Jordan Montgomery or not. Yeah. There's not many teams out there willing to give out, what's he want? 9 years, 270. There's no way.
That's ridiculous.
Nobody's giving him that.
That's ridiculous.
And Scott Boras won't move off that. So unless it's a 1 or 2 year deal, maybe 30 a year, 2 years for 60, he's going to be sitting out spring training. He'll be sitting at home. So I that's the only way I see it.
All due respect when it comes to Blake Snell, and his agent Scott Boras. Scott Boras he's been doing this ever since the 90s, ever since I was a kid in high school and junior high school, elementary school. But the way that he's handled his guys, I think has been horrible this offseason. When you look at it right now, when it comes to Blake Snell, if a team wants to sign, let's just say hypothetical, a 1 year scenario, even if a team wants to sign him for 1 year, he's going to miss the first part of spring training, which means he's going to miss the first couple of starts of the season. So if you're going to pay him 1 year, $30 million, you're paying $30 million for a guy that's not going to make every start this year out the gate. You're paying for a guy that he's going to have an abbreviated spring training, who may try to rush things to get in rhythm, who may try to rush things to get back and get ready to start for a team, and who may get injured in that process as well. You saw it last year with Carlos Rodon. He got injured. He missed how many weeks? He came back and he got injured again. He wasn't able to rev it up 100% last year. So you're asking now for the Yankees to give Blake Snell a 1 year, $30 million, $35 million contract for him not to start the season with the team. It's a hard pass for me.
Yeah, I agree. And what's that? $1 million to start? What do you think he's going to have? 30 starts? I mean, that he might not even have 30 starts.
This is not 2006 when the Yankees got Roger Clemens to come back off of his couch and paid them $20 million for half of a season. This is not that.
Right. And out of his 7-8 years, he's had 2 years where he's pitched more than 140 innings, 160
19 comments
innings.
says it right here. Heck, in
Yeah.
8 seasons, Snell's only pitched more than 30
Exactly.
twice in a season. Twice.
Exactly.
No, that's
No, go ahead.
Is he a phenomenal pitcher? Yes, he is a phenomenal pitcher. If you have Blake Snell,
right.
he doesn't go deep when he's right. That's the key. When he's right. He's not going to take you deep into games. He's not going to pitch you into the 7th or in the 8th. He's not going to go out there and pitch complete games.
Yeah.
But he's going to give you the best 5 or 6 innings that you can get out of a starting pitcher. That's the one thing that Blake Snell is going to give you. He is going to give you 5 to 6 great innings. That's what Blake Snell gives you.
Yeah.
But like I said, you're going to pay him 1 year, $30 million, and then you have everything else that's attached to it. Got draft picks you're going to lose. International signing money you're going to lose.
That's the key.
There's extra stuff on top of it. And also, if you were to sign him 1 year, $30 million, because we are over that Steve Cohen luxury tax threshold, that $30 million is going to turn into $60 million. Is Blake Snell worth $60 million? I don't think he is, bro.
No. And but does he make the Yankees better? Yes. That he does. But
appreciate Uncle Tats. We just entered you into the rubber ducky race with the 3 coffees. Appreciate you, Uncle Grandpa Tats. He says, as frustrating as the early injuries are, we haven't even played the spring training game yet. Let's react without overreacting. Uncle Grandpa Tats, that's why you are the wise sage in the Yankee community. My guy Andrew on Twitter, shout out to Andrew. He says, now that spring training is more or less officially underway for almost every team with pitchers and catchers reporting this week, I'll say this. Until Blake Snell signs somewhere else, I think he ends up with the Yankees. And that would be a great way to cap off the offseason. Why not? And I see what Andrew is saying, and I get it. Again, it doesn't make sense when it comes to the money. Does it make sense when it comes to the need? Absolutely. He definitely fits the need that the New York Yankees need right now. But does it make sense ultimately when it comes to the money and that type of how can I say, that type of investment you're going to give a guy like Blake Snell, who's only pitched more than 30 starts twice in a season? Go ahead, TC.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I mean, I keep saying he does make the Yankees better, and as every Yankee fan wants, they want a championship, they want to win, they want they want the best, because honestly, going out and getting Juan Soto meant we're all in this year. And some of the other moves didn't feel like they were all in, getting some bargains with pitching. So, I mean, there's some smart moves as far as financial goes. Yes, I agree. And some of the low key moves are going to pay off. But when you're looking at putting a championship team together, Blake Snell kind of fits that mold. Like, he's a championship type guy.
Anthony Medina with the 5 coffees. Appreciate you, Anthony Medina.
Thank you.
We already have you entered into the rubber ducky races. You brought us 5 coffees, which is literally 5 entries as well. So let's see what we do with those extra entries. Appreciate you. This is what I'm going to do. One of those entries is going to go to Damian Serrano. One of those entries is going to go to L.I. Yankee King. One of those entries is going to go to Sean Browning. One of those entries is going to go to Empire State of Baseball. And one of those entries is going to go to my guy, Mike Perez. So thank you, Anthony Medina, with the 5 coffees. We're going to spread the wealth around since Anthony Medina is spreading the wealth around. We're going to add Richie Rivera, Mike Perez, Damian Serrano, L.I. Yankee King, and Sean Browning into the duck race. Appreciate you. And Damian Serrano brought us a coffee as well. So, yeah, appreciate all of you guys. But no, getting back to the conversation, right? And when my guy NFE, hold on, I got to bring it up as well. NFE just brought a coffee as well. NFE, I appreciate you, my guy. We're going to enter our brother NFE into the duck race as well. Appreciate you. Just know everything that you guys are helping us out with when it comes to these contributions, it's all going to help go towards spring training. When it comes to getting us out to spring training, when it comes to securing where we're going to sleep at when we're down there in Tampa, all of this is going to go to that. So we definitely appreciate the community. Shout out to Davey in the building as well. I want coffee. Mine's with milk, no sugar. I appreciate you, my guy Davey. But let's switch gears. Café con leche. I love it. If you're Puerto Rican, if you know, you know. But let's switch gears. I know we was talking about Blake Snell and the free agency market, but there's another starting pitcher that is still out there, that's still available from the Chicago White Sox, and that's Dylan Cease. But Dylan Cease, he may cost you some top prospects, right? My guy Ryan Garcia out there, according to the rumors, Fireside Yankees put it out there. The Yankees, they still have interest when it comes to trading for Dylan Cease. But New York, they want to be able to deal for him straight up. They do not want to include Spencer Jones, top prospect Spencer Jones. And if I'm the New York Yankees, I'm doing everything I can not to include Spencer Jones. Spencer Jones is an amazing talent. He is going to be an amazing baseball player. Dylan Cease is an amazing starting pitcher. There's a reason the Baltimore Orioles didn't want to trade Richie, I love you. There's a reason why Baltimore didn't want to trade their top prospect for Dylan Cease. So I get it, right? But when you look at it, Ryan Garcia put out his trade proposal, not including Spencer Jones, and he has Chase Hampton, Roderick Arias, Clark Smith, and Yoendrys Gomez in this trade. And if you're a Yankee fan, you're going to want to make this trade, right? I don't want to give up Roderick Arias because I think Roderick Arias is going to be another stud as well. But if you're going to try to improve your starting rotation, who do you want to keep? Roderick Arias or Spencer Jones? Spencer Jones, to me, is closer to the major leagues than Roderick Arias is closer to the major leagues. So if you're looking at it from that perspective, you lean more towards Roderick Arias. But again, I don't want to give up these young kids, man, because these young kids could be something special. And I get it. You're not going to hit on every prospect. I get that. The last time the Yankees had the baby bombers back in 2018, the only two kids left over from that team is Aaron Judge and Gleyber Torres. So I get it. You're not going to hit on every prospect, but Roderick Arias, Spencer Jones, the Yankees never had these many prospects ranked that high. What's your thoughts, TC?
Yeah, I mean, if you listen to Dane, he goes through all the prospects, and he's noted that in the last 3 years, I mean, the makeup of the prospects has been, you know, complete makeover. I mean, they're just the pitching, especially. There's a ton of good pitchers out there that are you know, they're right there. They're just, you know, steps away from breaking in with the big club. And you know, this deal right here, Hampton, Arias, Schmidt, Gomez, I wouldn't do it for Cease. I'm sorry. I mean, I might do that for Corbin Burns, but that's, you know, in the past now. But you know what? I think I'd rather just roll with the team we have, and then you know, bank on these guys, you know, in the future. That's for. I mean, Clark Schmidt might even put up numbers what Cease is. You know, we don't know. I don't. Yeah. I'm not banking on Cease being this stud. You know, like a back in the day Pedro or Randy Johnson. He's not that type pitcher. He might get you, you know, 25, 30 starts and, you know, pitch to a 3.5 ERA. That's not worth some of these stud. I mean, Roderick Arias and Dane's he's really high on that kid. He thinks he's you know, he's going to be the next A-Rod out there. You know, like he's you know, Gold Glove shortstop. He says he makes Peraza look like a high schooler. Yeah. I mean, that's high praise for a young kid. So
international signing. And when the Yankees signed Roderick Arias, they signed him after the Tampa Bay Rays signed Wander Franco, you know, and Roderick Arias was getting comparisons to Wander Franco. So if I'm the Yankees, I'm good with what we have right now. Our farm system is hella deep, super deep right now. We got some nice pitching prospects. Henry Lelane looks like he's going to be an amazing pitcher. He is only 19 right now. That's a guy that when I first had Jason from 161 River Ave, two of the Yankees prospects that I talked about that was in the Florida State League was Henry Lelane and was Kiner Delgado, the shortstop that's number 7 in the Yankees when in their farm system. So I'm good when it comes to that. Let's go into the season with what we have. Shane Bieber could be an option as well. You know, I wouldn't mind Shane Bieber. I would rather go that route than Dylan Cease because let's be real with it. When you trade for Dylan Cease, you're not trading all of these prospects because Dylan Cease is a top 3 pitcher in Major League Baseball. You're not. You're trading all of these prospects is because Dylan Cease, he has team control over the next 3 years. That's the only reason you're trading all of these prospects, because he is a starting pitcher that you have team control for the next 3 years, very cheap. So that's why he is a high commodity in a pitching market. 2 years, I thought it was 3 years. If it's 2 years, even if it's 2 years, in a pitching market that is very thin, right? So I'm gonna put the link out there for the open panel. Like always, everybody is welcome for the open panel, but just always be respectful to the terms and services of YouTube, of Facebook, of Instagram, and wherever we are streaming at. So if you guys click the link, you guys can jump up, join the open panel, be respectful to one another. If somebody is in the middle of giving their take, allow them to finish, because the same time will be given to you so you can finish your take. And I will bring you guys up as you guys showed up in the queue that is right below me. I got my guy Damian Serrano and NFE, the first ones to show up. So I'm gonna bring my guy Damian Serrano in, and Double A with the $4.99 super chat. We're gonna enter Double A into the duck race. Double A says, "Hey, how hire Leon Rose as a consultant when it comes to showing Cashman how you go all in." Double A, I like that, my guy, because Leon Rose has been doing a good thing.
Turn
my
that
guy
around.
Damian Serrano. Damian, let me get a thumbs up. Let me know you're ready to rock out. My guy Damian is ready to go. Damian Serrano, how are you doing, my guy?
Oh, he's all geared up.
Yo, I'm ready.
Oh, you ready to
Spring
go?
Training, we going.
Oh, you ready to go, baby?
Yeah.
We got another one. Oh, we got Richie, Empire State of Baseball, brought a coffee, afternoon brew crew, and the morning brew family. Richie Rivera.
We see you.
Appreciate you, my guy. Damian Serrano, you down there. You already in Tampa. You ready to go. You got your gear on fleek. How are you feeling?
Rope.
Again, you've seen Yankee fans being frustrated, but what's your thoughts right now, bro?
First of all, I just want to say shout out to my daughter, Alyssa. She's in the chat today. Baby girl,
right. Shout out
you.
to Alyssa. Appreciate you. Thank you for being in the chat.
Appreciate that.
Absolutely. A couple things. Everybody wants to trade Spencer Jones. I just want to bring everybody back to last season. There was a guy, Brian Reynolds, everybody was wanting and willing to trade Jason Dominguez for. How would you guys feel about that right now? You guys would be hurting right now and crying about trading Jason Dominguez for Brian Reynolds, which a lot of people at that time were saying Jason Dominguez ceiling is Brian Reynolds. I hate to break it to y'all who said that. Jason Dominguez ceiling is way past that. So careful what you ask for when it comes to that. Spring training, here we go. The Yankees are in town. We're ready to get the season started. I can't wait for it to get started. A lot of plots this season. Boone's got to get it together. I think the Yankees hired these other guys, Girardi, Osmus, to kind of keep Boone in check. Keep him laser focused. Push him, like you said, TC. There's a point when people get comfortable, and I think Boone's been a little comfortable the last few years. So they got to make him a little uncomfortable to get the most out of him. And I think that's part of the reason they did what they did. And then, not only that, but, Boone, with the words he said yesterday, I appreciated it. But like I said in the chat, it's all lip service until they do it. So until they do it, obviously everybody knows I'm going to rock with them. That's my team. I've been with them since day one, whether in last place, first place, whatever the case may be, I'm going to rock with them. But Boone has to start. When it comes to the analytics and, not sitting guys who are hot, whatnot, Boone kind of needs to take a little page out of Dusty Baker, and say, listen, this guy's hot. I'm keeping him in. Kick rocks. I don't care. So, that's my take on that.
Maybe start chewing a toothpick.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, Boone could only hope to be as cool as Dusty, but get some of that wisdom, some of what he's done over his whole coaching career, and saying, all right, this is what I kind of got to do in order to keep my job, because I only got one season right now. So forget what everybody's telling me. I don't care what anybody's telling me. Go out on your shield, Boone, and let's make this happen.
Yeah. No, Damien, you hit it right on the head. When it comes to the hold on, Celso's mentioned. We're gonna do the first giveaway. It's 11:57 right now. We're gonna do the first giveaway at 12:05. So Celso, if you hear me, in 5 minutes at 12:05, we do the first giveaway. But Damien, when it comes to the starting rotation, right? And I get it. This is something we've talked about ever since fucking the season ended, right? It sounds like a broken record. Yankee fans starting to talking about the rotation. But when it comes down to it, you got three options, right? And I'm gonna ask everybody that comes to the open panel the same question. You got three choices that you can make. Pay the money for Blake Snell, lose draft picks, lose international signing money, trade the prospects away for Dylan Cease, or take on the headache that's Trevor Bauer. As a Yankee fan, those are your three options, right? Where do you want to go?
Man, I would absolutely take it. I would take a flyer on Trevor Bauer, believe it or not. You know, with everything the guy's lost, there's something about when you lose something that's very close to you. When you get it, when it's taken completely away, you have obviously more admiration for it. You respect it more, and that's been taken away from Trevor Bauer. So at this point, the man's got a lot to prove. You can get him at what the Yankees love at a deal for next to nothing. And I think the guy would be, listen, if anybody can handle New York, it's Trevor Bauer. I'll tell you, I guarantee you that. Blake Snell's got a lot attached to him unless he's willing to take a 2-3 year deal and not at $30 million, because if we signed Carlos Rodon for what we signed him for, Blake Snell's not worth more than Rodon. Be that as it may, he's got 2 Cy Young, so on and so forth. But he's no different than Carlos Rodon. And let's be serious right now. Yes, he was the NL Cy Young last year. However, that wasn't a really deep pool for the NL when it came to the NL Cy Young. It really wasn't. You know, it was Snell and a couple guys that you're like, all right, whatever. And then
if Marcus Stroman never got hurt, he could have won the Cy Young because of his amazing first half of the season. My guy Nathan Ramachandra brought us 8 coffees. Nathan, my guy, appreciate you, brother, with the 8 coffees. What's up, Hector and Todd? Let's go, Yankees. Brian Cashman has a few more moves left up his sleeves, in my opinion. Nathan in the NR Hour, appreciate you, my brother.
Thank you, Nathan.
My fault, Damien. Go ahead, bro.
No, you're good. And the last pitcher was who? I forgot already.
Trading prospects away
for Dylan Cease. I'll listen, if the White Sox are willing to take bulk instead of Jones and Roderick Arias, then which I think, you know, in their situation, that's an organization that can use bulk. And what I mean by that is more players than just one in a Spencer Jones. So that's an organization that needs heavy lifting when it comes to putting it all back together again, because they were on track to be a really serious contender, and whatever happened, it all came falling down. So if I'm the White Sox and I'm Chris Getz, I'm saying, you know what? You guys have a really deep farm system, which the Yankees do. This is the first time I can't remember how long the Yankees are top 6-7 when it comes to a farm system. So I'm going for bulk rather than the one shining star in Trevor and Spencer Jones or Roderick Arias. So Chris Getz, be smart. You got the GM position for your first year. Make a splash, build up your farm, and instead of bringing in just one shining new toy, bring in 4 or 5 shining new toys that are not Spencer Jones or Roderick Arias.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you, Damien, and that makes all the sense in the world, especially when it comes to logic. The Trevor Bauer thing, it's something that I'm still back and forth with, right? I have conversations with myself like, should we go after him? Should we not go after him? There's a lot of things when it comes to Trevor Bauer. Just look at it like this. I know I got all the people backstage. I'm gonna bring you up, guys, momentarily. Caputo and everybody backstage. My only concerns about trading with Dylan Cease is that sometimes history corrects itself, history repeats itself, and that's not what I want to happen to the Yankees in a bad way. Because if you guys remember years ago, the Chicago White Sox traded for James Shields. They traded with the San Diego Padres. Damien, do you know what the prospect, who was the prospect they gave up for James Shield, the White Sox?
San Diego Padres. Got me.
Fernando Tatis Jr.
Oh, Jesus.
And that's what I don't want the Yankees to do. Fernando Tatis was a teenager, just like Roderick Arias is a teenager right now. I do not want the Yankees to trade away a young teenager like Roderick Arias, and he becomes a superstar down the line like Tatis did with the San Diego Padres, right? Again,
that's exactly what I mean by us being desperate. The Yankee fan base, we're desperate. So I go back again to the Brian Reynolds thing. We were desperate enough to give away Jason Dominguez. Are you kidding me right now? Right. We can't do that. I mean, and there were literally people saying, give him away, bring in Brian Reynolds. and Dominguez's ceiling is Brian Reynolds. That's crazy.
Yeah. And I said it in spring training. I'm gonna bring up NFE right now, and I said it in spring training. Especially Jason Dominguez hit over 400 in spring training. Brian Reynolds hit barely 100 in spring training. If the Yankees would have made that trade, Yankee fans would have been losing their mind.
Losing their minds. The same ones that said trade for. It's the same ones. It's crazy. We got to be careful what we ask for.
Caputo says, I say make the trade. Caputo, I love you, but I wouldn't make that trade. But I'll bring you up momentarily so you could defend your point.
I'm bring up my guy.
Yo, fellas, really quick. I appreciate the time. I got a customer in the car. It's my guy.
Thing, baby.
Say hi, Ted. All right, guys. I'll see y'all later.
Damien,
I see you spring training, man.
All right,
Let's get it.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Let's
fellas.
go, baby. So I'm gonna bring up my guy NFE. Shout out to Damian Serrano, always checking in from the Maybach. I'm gonna always call it a Maybach, but I'm gonna bring up my guy NFE to join us in on the conversation. NFE, are you ready to go? How are you feeling?
What's up, NFE?
I have no complaints. I'm feeling good, man.
Nice. Spring training is here. Just to let everybody know, I'm gonna bring up Sean Browning, LI Yankee King, Jonathan, Caputo, Sunil, Nathan, and Double A. That's the order that you guys popped up. So I'm gonna bring you guys as you popped up. But NFE, I'm gonna throw it over to you. Make it as short as sweet as possible, just because. Matter of fact, hold on 1 second, just 1 second, just because I got a text message. Celso, if you're ready, let's do the rubber duck race right now. Let's go to duck race right now if you're ready to go. If not, then I'll give the floor to my guy.
I'm looking forward to the race. So if we need to do the race, let's do this.
My guy Nathan. Nathan gave us 8
just hearing Celso call the race is exciting.
Wide already. All right, so NFE, I'm gonna throw it over to you. Spring training is here. Let's get your take on it. And how do you feel about the conversation so far? Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I'm finally it's here. You know, spring training is here. I'm looking forward to it. I'm mostly looking forward to a lot of the non-roster invites that are gonna showcase. You know, so I'm looking forward to a lot of these guys and seeing what they're made of. I'm not panicking over the injured players right now. I think the Yankees are much better set up going into this year than they were last year. So I just hope it's not like another injury-plagued season. But let's just say if it is, they have the players to plug in, you know, just in case if something bad happens. So, you know, they're not just plugging in some random names that we've never heard of. And, you know, Cashman's, you know, he's making his moves. You know, they may not be big names, but that's fine. You know, it doesn't have to be big names. They just have to be, you know, pieces that fit the puzzle. All right. So again, I feel good about this team going into 2024. I know some Yankees fans are kind of in a panic mode when they heard the Efros back surgery and then you know, and then Jose Trevino having a strain on his calf. So I'm saying let's not worry yet. The season hasn't even begun. Spring training games haven't even begun. So, you know, we'll see what happens, right? And you know, in terms of those 3 choices that you mentioned. So
yeah, I was gonna yeah, go ahead, NFE. Give me your thought process. It's Blake Snell and the money, Dylan Cease and the contract, or the headache and everything else that comes with Trevor Bauer on a minimum salary. Who are you choosing?
So I guess gun to my head, if I had to choose, I probably would go the Bauer route. Because I would see, the thing is, I would say Dylan Cease. But for what the White Sox are asking for, hell no.
Yeah.
So, you know, I keep saying the same phrase over and over again whenever people make these ridiculous trade proposals or when teams are asking for ridiculous play or asking for a ridiculous return from the Yankees is go kick rocks. Yep. And that's exactly what I'm telling the White Sox. And with Bauer, the thing is, he's been able to prove his innocence so far. I know it sounds like he's got a couple.
To a degree, yeah. That way, he has 2 more cases that are still pending. That both those cases are in July. One's in Arizona, one's in Ohio. The Arizona one is at the beginning of July. The Ohio one is in the middle of July. And the only reason I know about this shit because I'm like looking into it. I'm like, let me see if there's a realistic world where Trevor Bauer can actually come back and pitch on the Major League Diamond. Because from a talent perspective, from his talent, nobody could deny that man Trevor Bauer can definitely help a team win a World Series just from his talent. Put everything else aside, him as a pitcher could definitely help you win compete in 162 games, right? But it's everything else that comes along with it. It's all the extra baggage. It's the bright thing, and I'll throw back to you, NFP. My fault for cutting you off.
You're good.
When you look at it, if you sign him at a minimum, right, league minimum, if you sign him, if July comes around and those cases get out of proportion and it's a big media, you can let him go and not worry about being on the hook for millions of dollars. It's literally just league minimum you're paying him to walk away. But on the flip side of that, if you're a GM, NFE, if you're a GM, right, if you're Brian Cashman, you've been on the hot seat for these past 5 years from the fan base. Hiring someone like Trevor Bauer and it be a bad PR nightmare could lead to you losing your job. He could lead to you losing your job and you as a GM not getting a job in Major League Baseball. So you got to weigh that out as well. Do you want to be the GM to bring Trevor Bauer back to baseball and then it blows up in your face? Or are you going to be trusted by other organizations to make any moves as a GM going forward? So that's something you have to weigh as a GM. My fault, NFE. Go ahead.
No, you're good, man. Don't worry about it. And that's the other thing that I was weighing was, if I'm the GM and I sign Bauer, how would that look on me? You know what I mean? Like, because the Yankees have had problematic players before. So do the Yankees want to add another headache like Bauer? It's a good question, but I'm not going to pay right now. As of right now, I'm not paying Blake Snell for what he's asking for. No way. I'm not. That 30 million is going to be 60 million. There's absolutely no way that I would spend that kind of money. And then with Dylan Cease, for the right trade, I'll do it. But for what the White Sox are asking for, no. But at this point, I think the Yankees they may make a few other small moves.
Yeah.
But if they're going to make any other moves, I think they're going to roll out with what they have, see how it all plays out in the first half. And then maybe when the deadline comes around, they'll reevaluate and see what other additions they can make if they need to make any other additions.
What do you think is more realistic, right? Rank them if you can, because I have it ranked. Blake Snell is the most realistic option out of those three. And then I have Trevor Bauer as being more realistic than Dylan Cease because of the prospect capital that we know Brian Cashman doesn't like giving up prospects. So when it comes to Dylan Cease, I don't think the Yankees will give it the package that the White Sox want. So realistically, if I had to rank them, I would say Blake Snell, Trevor Bauer, and Cease. Where would you rank them, NFE? And then Celso's going to come up to do the Ducky Racy.
Cool. No, I think that's a fair ranking. I think that's a fair ranking. Blake Snell would be the ideal signing.
Yeah.
I would love to get Blake Snell. I would not complain if the Yankees get Blake Snell, but not at the price that he's asking for. Yeah, it's the money. So him and Scott Boras need to come back down to reality, and and then the Dylan. You said number 2 was Dylan Cease?
Bauer.
No, for me it would be Bauer and then Dylan Cease last because of the prospects you have to give up.
Yeah, and Bauer would be Bauer is an easy number 2 because he would sign at a league minimum and he wouldn't cost you as much. I mean, but then there's that flip side of you may have to deal with the PR nightmare, right? But then number 3, I mean, what I want the Yankees to trade for Cease. Yes, I've said it before, but not at the price that the White Sox are asking for. I'm sorry, but no,
low end prospects.
No, I'll give them prospects, but not for the ones that they're asking for.
No, low end, low guys.
End. Yes,
low end prospects. Yeah. Definitely. Celso, whenever you're ready, you could come up. NFE, I want you to mark these dates in your calendar: August 23rd, August 24th, and August 25th. If you don't know the significance of those dates, that's when the New York Yankees play the Colorado Rockies, right? It's going to be at Yankee Stadium, but let's see what we could do to try to get my guy NFE to the city so we could get him to a Yankee game. So folks, mark on your calendar, August 23rd, 24th, 25th, NFE. Let's see what we could do. So my guy Celso Porto with the rubber ducky races. You ready to go, Celso?
I was going to mention real quick.
Go ahead, NFE. Go ahead.
No, real quick. Like it'll be like 5 seconds. I was going to mention real quick. I went to a couple of the games when they were out here. Thanks for speaking, Jigga. Thank you. I appreciate you. I'll do the whole Jigga thing too while I'm at it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I went to the 2 games when the Yankees came out here, of course, I went to the 2 games they lost, and that's when I kind of gave up on the season. I hate to be that fan, but it was like, nope, they're done. They're done. But anyway,
that was tough time.
Let's get to the duck race.
The duck race. Let's get to the duck race.
Everybody's favorite thing about the morning brew.
So this first one's for the Oswaldo rookie card, right?
For the rookie card for
rookie
Oswaldo.
Card. And then, so those that are in this race will qualify for that one. If anybody else for the rest of the episode drops a super chat or buys a coffee, we will end the show doing the signed autographed baseball from Jose Trevino. So that'll be the way we'll wrap it up. Let's do the first one. Shout out real quick.
Do it.
Nathan and everybody that's donated. Nathan, also shout out to your team. The NR Hour as well donated 8 coffees. Nathan as well, 8 coffees. Medina, everybody that's donated. Appreciate you guys. Let's start it off, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to your Thursday morning race activities. The prize on the line. The ducks are being shuffled. Shuffled
them because Michael Caputo is messaging me saying that we always cheat with duck races.
It's rigged. Here's all the people.
Ella Yankee King cries and complains that this is rigged, so shuffle, okay?
Welcome to the best rigged 1 minute of your life, ladies and gentlemen. Damon Serrano coming in looking like a witch. I didn't say the other one. I said a witch. Stop it, Hector. Stop it. Look at the Viking 01LS1Z. Yeah, flat tire. Double A with the hat backwards, looking like a G.
Crazy. That's actually Double A's hat. Double A has that.
I know, for real, bro. On the show, Double A showing up in true form. JT, is it cold? Little ducky ears with a little winter action hat going on. DJ Steele swears he's the king of. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
Look at Sean
Browning. Sean Browning looking nice and purple. Look at you,
very
all
purple.
pretty.
Sean Browning said,
"I'm NFE, the undercover duck. Look at him. He's making a push. He said, "Look at me. I'm a rooster. I can do it. I'm a ducky." No, I'm Nathan coming through. Serrano puts the turbo on his bitch stick. He is running.
Michael Damien.
My guy Damien Serrano wins the first of the races. We got one more race left to go. Damien Serrano won the first one. You know, this is super exciting. We talk Yankees. We got rubber ducky races. Where else can you get that on YouTube? But Damien, we'll message you. You know, I have your number. We'll set that up. Make sure you guys get the. Make sure you get that from my guy, Frank Luna. I'm gonna bring up 2 guys right here, just so we could get things rolling, just so everybody could get involved in the conversation. I'm gonna bring up Sean Browning and L.I. Yankee King, fellas. Let me get a thumbs up. Let me know if you're ready to rock out. All right. So I'm gonna bring up Sean Browning, and then I'm gonna bring up the cutest, handsomest motherfucker in the world, L.I. Yankee King. Fellas, how are we doing? Sean Browning, the floor is yours. Let us know how you feel. Spring training is here. And then throw it over to L.I. Yankee King. Go ahead, brother.
All right. No, Soto shuffle, Judge. No, everyone's doing well. Look, with all the additions that and the aggressive offseason by Cashman, Soto, Verdugo, Grisham, and then even Stroman. Look, I'm excited because it's better than when he ran us with the amateur squad.
Yes.
So I'm excited for this upcoming season, for the spring training, especially the Mexico season at the end of March. I mean the Mexico series
at the end of March. Yep.
So
no, I'm right there with you, Sean Browning. Like I asked NFE and like I asked Damien, I'm asking all of the fellas. Yankees, we got 3 options in front of us, right? And I'm gonna ask you, and I'm gonna ask the same thing to L.I. Yankee King and everybody else that comes up here. You got 3 options, right? Blake Snell with the money to add to your team, Dylan Cease giving up the prospects, or Trevor Bauer and the headache. Which out of those 3 are you taking, Sean Browning?
Well, I got a dark horse. But if out of those 3, I got I would take Bauer.
Okay.
But I would have a behavior clause.
Bingo.
In there. Because like you said, you know, I'm back and forth with do I want to deal with it? And the other X factor in that is Commissioner Manfred, whatever his name is. You know, how he gonna try and, you know, he do what he do. But Cease, the White Sox are asking too hard, but it seems like every team is asking the Yankees for the top prospects and not going down on that. so they can all kick rocks. And then Snell, man, we offered him a good deal. He refused. It's his loss. I'm not gonna shed tears for him.
So your choice is Bauer. That's the choice you're going with, Sean Browning, right?
Right.
All right, so I'm gonna lock you in for Trevor Bauer. Who's the dark? Because you said you had a dark horse candidate, and I'm gonna throw it back to NFE because I saw him raise his hand. You had a dark. What was your dark horse?
Real quick, NFE. Because Hector, he's so busy, always on the show, never pays attention to the private chat. NFE had to go like 7 minutes ago. NFE, we love you, my guy.
I apologize. NFE, my fault,
you're
brother.
good. I didn't want to be like rude and just leave. So I couldn't.
What it is I keep my phone right here so it has the chat. So my fault. I apologize, NFE.
No.
My fault,
you guys
brother.
are good. I'm gonna continue tuning in from my phone, but I do have to get going. But,
brother,
I appreciate you guys as always. And
my fault, fam.
No, you're good. Don't worry about it, man. But yeah, we'll talk again soon, gents.
All right, definitely.
All right.
NFE, appreciate you, bro,
brother.
like always.
Right.
That's my guy, NFE, right there. Sorry about that, because when it comes to the phone, I gotta keep the chat on right here. But I'm gonna let my guy NFE go. Make sure you guys go and follow NFE in the Strike Zone. He does put out amazing work. We support all of the Yankee content creators. But Sean Browning, you said you had a dark horse candidate, right? What's your dark horse? And then throw it over to LI. And I'm going to bring up Jonathan Michael Caputo to join the conversation. Go ahead.
Shane Bieber. I know he's a rental. But if we can strong arm the Guardians for a lesser pack, then and not give up our top dudes, I would roll with Bieber. And then if we sign him, that's cool. If not,
cut bait, copy. I respect it, and I think Shane Bieber will be a way cheaper prospect package than Dylan Cease or what the White Sox are asking for. TC, what's your thoughts real quick on what the fellas have been saying and throw it over to LI?
Right.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind Bieber. Yeah, like you said, I think it would be a cheaper package. I'm like Damian and NFE. I'd give a flyer to Trevor Bauer. I mean, yeah, PR might be an issue. I think they can, nip that in the bud with certain guys that take care of the behind the scenes and, make him look better than he is. But the talent is there. He can match Dylan Cease. I'm sure he's, I'm not giving up all those prospects for a guy, that's probably just like Trevor Bauer. So he's a competitor. He likes to win. I mean, he's got something to prove. That'd be my guy. I mean, low, minimum, league minimum. You got you got really nothing to lose other than maybe if you're a GM, might have a nightmare there. But I think that would be the way to go.
No, I'm right there with you. LI Yankee King, the only troll in the Yankee universe we acknowledge is my guy LI. How you feeling, cutie pie? You ready for spring training?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm feeling
good
with the spring.
Give us your thoughts. You heard Boone yesterday. You listened to the conversation, and you already know your three options at the end. So go ahead, LI. However you want to attack it, the floor is yours, brother.
With Boone, he seemed a lot more reserved than just saying, "Oh, we're a championship contender. We're willing to go." I'm like, I like this more softer spoken Boone. He's a little more toned. He's a little more calm. I like that about Boone. And usually it's me, not usually it's me against Cashman's offseason, but I'm going to be different. I like what Cashman has done this offseason. His moves have been all in. Have they been the sexy all in? No. They have been smart all in. Because Cashman knows his roster is aging. 13, well, now it's 15. Or no, 14. 14 of his pitchers on his roster are over the age of 29. 9 are under 29. So he knows, maybe I need to get a little younger in this pitching staff because we got youth on the position player side. Yeah. So he's now realizing, hey, go younger.
Yeah.
And with the three options,
we got some arms that are in the minor league system that should be making their debut this year. When you look at Chase Hampton, Will Warren, and Clayton Beater, they should be knocking on the door. They should be competing for a job right out of spring training. And when it comes to your three options, my fault because I cut you off. I'm sorry about that, LI. Out of those three, who are you taking, and what's the logic behind it?
I'm taking Bauer, and it's not even close. And
because the cheaper option.
And it's the cheaper option. And he can help Will Warren. He can help Chase Hampton. He can help Henry Lalana if he's in camp. I don't know if he's in MLB camp or the minor league camp.
No, I think he's in the minor league camp. They have him in the minor league camp. Henry
and he
Lalane.
can help guys like Watson, Gomes, Beater. He can help those guys in spring training. And if the media, even though the media is whatever, the backlash is too much, you can just cut him after spring training, which I would do originally.
And he's league minimum, like I said, LI Yankee King. If we get to the month of July,
originally.
Yeah, if we get to the month of July, right, hypothetically, and those cases aren't in his favor, and if the Yankees have to release him, you're releasing him on league minimum, which is less than $1 million. You're not releasing him if you signed him for 20 or 30 million, and then you have to eat that for the rest of the season. So you can eat less than you can eat $1 million rather eating $30 million of your organization. That's the way you'll go about it. Acevedo's with the $2 super chat. He says, if Bauer's signing gets Cashman fired, go ahead. I'm all for it. I think every Yankee fan will be all for it, Acevedo. If that's the end result, we get Cashman fired. Go ahead, Li.
And plus, me wanting Bauer is me just inviting him to spring training and then cutting him after spring training. It's like, you served your purpose. You helped our young guys. Goodbye.
Okay, I respect it. I'm gonna bring up two more people to join us in the conversation. I got 5 people backstage. I'm gonna bring up Jonathan Caputo, and then after that, I'm gonna bring up Sunil, Nathan, and my guy Double A to help us with the conversation. So I'm gonna bring up Michael Caputo, and then I'm gonna bring up my guy Jonathan Caputis. How are you doing? I'm gonna throw it over to you, Caputo. You've been listening to the conversation. Give us your thoughts on Cashman yesterday on spring training, and you heard the 3 options. Who are you picking out of those 3, Caputo? The floor is yours, my guy.
Okay. Out of the 3 options, I go with Dylan Cease. And as far as Brian Cashman talking, I don't watch his press conferences because he's a joke. And
Boom.
Oh,
Not Cashman. I don't think. Cashman didn't speak yesterday. It was just Boone.
Oh, okay, Aaron Boone. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, but some fans think that they saw a different approach. I see the same boring Aaron Boone press conferences that are cringeworthy. He says that they're hell bent. First of all, if you look at his body language, the guy looks like as he's going to get fired after the season. He looks very nervous and scared, and I think he knows he's in the hot seat, and he knows that if they fail again this year and miss the playoffs, then he's gone. There's no way he's surviving another season as the manager of this team if they miss the playoffs again. And
I agree with you, Caputo. If it came down to it, if the Yankees had the same repeat from last year, I think ultimately Aaron Boone would be the scapegoat over Brian Cashman. I think we got background noise. If somebody has background noise, if you can just mute yourself.
Definitely not me.
Real quick. Hold on. Let me see.
I have my TV off.
There we go. Sorry about that. But yeah, go ahead, Caputo. When it comes to those 3 options, Blake Snell. Oh, you said Dylan Cease for the prospects, right? You're willing to give up that many prospects for Dylan Cease?
All right, because the logical move was to trade Jones for Corbin Burns. So maybe it's a little bit of a stretch to trade Jones for Cease, but if you could somehow try to trade for Cease, you got to do it, man. I mean, this is rolling season, like I've been saying for months now, and they have to do it. And now we just got more injuries. Just to mention that real quick, the injuries to Efros and Trevino, not major injuries. They said Trevino's going to come back. Just going to miss 2 weeks of spring training, so he should be ready for opening day. Efros is the one that's going to be out longer, but this is an indication of why the Yankees have to do more, and they can't stand pat. And here it goes again. You're relying on all these injury-prone guys every season, like LeMahieu, Stan, Rizzo, Rodon, Cortez, Efros, that get hurt every year. This is what I'm saying, and this is what I try to tell people. You can't rely on the same exact players every year when they don't stay on the field. It's the same guys that get hurt every season because then they're injury prone, they're old, and they're just not good. And this is why I want them to go out and sign Snell or trade for Cease because we need backup. I don't think this team has depth, believe it or not. Look at their rotation. Do you think they have rotation depth? I mean,
they definitely do have rotation depth. The Yankees are literally 9 guys in when it comes to their rotation.
You can't go for Warren. and Hampton because they're unproven and they never pitched in their prospects.
No. But there's still arms that could come up and make a few starts for you. There's not no team out there that when they're assembling their starting rotation, their ninth guy is a guy that has MLB experience and can win 10, 15 games. That never happens whatsoever. So you build your starting rotation 1 through 5, and then your next 3 guys or 4 guys are your minor league depth. And when you look at it, Clayton Beater is a top prospect. Will Warren's a top prospect.
But they never pitched yet.
Huh?
They never pitched yet. We don't know if they're going to be good.
I get that, but what I said is when teams are putting together their starting rotation and they're making their starting rotation 1 through 5, and then their extra 3 or 4 guys, their extra 3 or 4 guys are never guys that could win you 10, 15 games in the major leagues, is what I'm saying. Their extra 3 to 4 guys are always prospect that have high upside. Now, I agree with you when it comes to the starting rotation. We should add more. If we could go out there, Dylan Cease, he's not as good as Corbin Burns. I'm not trading Spencer Jones.
No, I understand that. And Shane Bieber is another option. I would definitely try to trade for Shane.
That's a realistic option because Shane Bieber is not going to cost you as much as Dylan Cease, and I could give up prospects to get Shane Bieber, and I'll be happy with Shane Bieber being my 5th starter and Clark Smith being that 6th starter, extending the back end and moving them back. Eli, I see you had your hand up. Hold on 1 second. I'll throw it over to you. Go ahead, Caputs.
Oh yeah, and Efros, I'm not like worried about Efros because the guy was already damaged goods. Remember, this guy got hurt in 22, the 22 off season, like at the end of that off season, and then he got injured last year. All of last season he was out. So Efros, I'm not really that devastated about. But I guess Trevino, you need your starting catcher. I mean, but once again, it just comes back that they have to make more moves because they just never stay in the field. We've been seeing this for 100 years now. They get injuries going into every season. It's become like Groundhog Day for the Yankees. Every freaking season, injury after injury. It's getting to be like repetitive. It's just you can't make this up. I mean, are they purposely getting injured? I mean, are they purposely like doing this on purpose because they don't want to play these guys? They're so soft. I mean, come on, man. Like,
no, I listen, Caputo, your frustrations, I get it, right? And I don't think there's anybody on the panel that isn't as frustrated as you when it comes to our team not winning since 2009. I think we're all frustrated at that. But when you look at this team that we have for 2024, do you think this team is better than last year's team?
Slightly better. Because we didn't add a pitcher.
What do you mean by slightly better? What do you mean by that? We did add a pitcher.
We added Soto, which is a World Series move. Verdugo is great.
But we did add his pitcher though. We had Marcus Stroman. That is a pitcher.
He's a number 4 starter. That's not a big. It's not a big.
But
move.
You said we didn't add a pitcher. We added a pitcher.
Yeah, it's not a great pitcher. It's just a
okay.
pitcher.
I listen. Respect. Yeah. I get what you're saying, Jonathan. I want to throw it over to you. We got more people that want to get involved in the conversation. But Jonathan, I want to throw it over to you, handsome. Let me get your take on spring training. What's your thoughts? What's your expectations? And then I'm gonna bring up the next 4 fellas to join us in on the conversation. Go ahead, Jonathan.
As far as the 3, I would bring in Bauer at the minimum specifically because of the money. And he doesn't cost 2 picks and international money like Snell would. And they're already the Yankees, I believe, they're already linked up to the top international prospect. You don't want to risk any money and that prospect not being in your system. That's one reason why they made trades and they didn't sign any free agents that cost them draft and money.
Okay. Now,
So, and the other thing is with Bauer, because you have a minimum, and if he gives you a lot of shit, you can just drop him and don't have to worry about it. It's the Yankees. We all like the Yankees to spend, but they also think of it as a business because of the taxes and the drafting. So that seems like the most logical option.
Now, when it comes to, you said Trevor Bauer, right? When it comes to the prospects for Dylan Cease, are you willing to give up Spencer Jones like some Yankee fans are willing to give up Spencer Jones, or are you holding on to him?
No, I'm holding on to Spencer Jones specifically in case Soto does not re-sign with the Yankees. Because if Soto walks for some reason, which I don't think he will, but if he does, you need someone like Jones that can immediately replace him. And the Yankees I don't think they have anyone except Jones in their system.
All right, hold on. So I got I got a screenshot that I want to share because last night while I was doing my research to like get my topics together ready for this, I was looking up Jim Bowden's tweets because Jim Bowden came up with that article about Blake Snell. But I was on Twitter, and shout out to my guy Pete, my brother Pete, because he had a thread back from 2018, and if you can see these are conversations January of 2018, and someone named All Rise for Judd says Clint Frazier is going to be a star. I am not trading Clint Frazier, and I just thought that was the most throwback tweet in Yankees universe. I saw it. It made me chuckle a little bit because we all thought that Clint Frazier was going to be something special. He goes by Jackson Fraziers now. He's playing in Chicago for the White Sox. So he never turned into anything.
Yeah, and I still remember that stream you did a couple of months ago about all those trades that Brian Cashman made.
Oh God, yeah. We're gonna revisit that right before the season.
You should do that a lot. I really enjoyed it. I listened to it in the car.
I appreciate that, Jonathan. We're gonna revisit that. I got a few more guys that I want to bring up. Sunil, it said I'm trying to bring you up, Sunil, but it says that your device is not connected. If you could just refresh and jump back in, I'm not sure if you're on your phone, but just refresh and jump back in. I'm gonna bring up the next few guys. So I got Double A. I'm gonna bring up. I got Nathan and I got Richie Rivera that I'm gonna bring up. Richie Rivera, your camera is not on either. Rich, you can hear me? Nah, Rich can't hear me. Double A, how are you feeling, my guy? Nathan Ramachandra, my brother, salute to you. I'm going to throw it over to my guy, Double A. Double A, you've been listening to the conversation. What's your message for Brian Cashman?
Well, I think if you guys remember, I think Hal set the precedent for messing with fans' intelligence. As you remember, he said that we were jumping the gun last year, worried about, where we were at that point in the season. But I mean, you got to understand, we do have a brain. Now you got these gentlemen that, like Michael Kay, famous people, and they got these shows. Gentlemen, let me tell you something. I know you guys make a lot of money, and that pretty much makes you feel entitled to downgrade us, our knowledge. But let me tell you something, brother. I'm a 65-year-old man, and I've been around the block many times. I've had many Yankee seasons, under my belt. I'm going to tell you, there's some gentlemen, including the ones running this podcast right now, that will put you to shame when it comes to knowledge. And they're not making the money you're making. So back off us, buddy. You know what I mean? Now, as far as Cashman, bro, anybody who thinks that Cashman is a great GM, I got a vacant lot here in Florida that I'd like to sell you. Okay?
Does it have water access? Is there water access?
Oh yeah. Okay, plenty of water access.
Copy, as long as it's there.
Hey, listen. Who has he traded for that has not been injured or too weak to deal with in New York? Soto was the first trade that he's made that's done something, bro. Come on. Does everybody have amnesia to Donaldson, the trade for Donaldson, bringing him on board? Huh? How about Bader? Right now, we're talking about needing a starting pitcher. We had one, but guess what? We traded him for another injury-prone player that's not even with us anymore, right? But now we're sweating a pitcher, and it's now as far as these guys. Hey, listen, we got to worry about something other than his off-field stuff. As you realize, this gentleman that we're thinking that he's not, the only thing we got to worry about is a public scandal or something like that. Remember, he's been a clubhouse cancer for every place he's gone. I mean, the last place the Dodgers, they wanted to run him out of town, man. I mean, do we want to import a clubhouse cancer like that? I say we offer Snell a 3-year, $75 million contract, take it or leave it, last shot. Okay, because Snell, if any one of these guys can take us to the chip, it's Snell. He knows the American League. He's pitched well against the American League. There's no adjustment period. Okay, and he's a great pitcher. See if he'll take less. Don't give up on him. But guys, I'm so sorry, and I apologize to all the fans that have been insulted by this guy, Michael Kay.
Yeah.
Let's keep our Yankeeism, man. Hey, Heck,
That's
can't
right.
wait. Can't wait to
I
spring
can't wait,
training,
Double A.
brother.
I can't wait. And I can't wait because I'm going to be down there. I'm going to link up with you. I'm going to link up with my guy, Damian Serrano, as well. Nathan's going to be in the building as well. And this is a perfect
cool.
segue. Let me throw it over to my brother, Nathan Ramachandra from the NNR Hour. Nathan, appreciate you and appreciate your team as well for the support when it comes to buy me a coffee. My guy, we go back. We go to these events. Thank you so much to introducing me to the people at Woodbridge, introducing me to Frank Luna. So I got to give you a lot of props, my guy. What are you feeling right now when it comes to the conversation, Nathan?
First of all, before I get into the conversation, I just want to say thank you, Todd and Hector and the rest of the Morning Brew Sports crew, Jigga, for all the support. Also, you guys are the best. You guys are awesome, and we wouldn't be, all of us wouldn't be here without all the collaborations that we do with all these amazing people on this panel right now. So shout out to everyone in this panel for doing a great job. But my thoughts on the Cashman thing, I mentioned it when I bought the coffees. I said Cashman has a few, in my opinion, Cashman has a few more moves left up his sleeves. It all depends on whenever he makes these moves, because
Hope so.
if you think about it, Cashman is sitting in a great position where he doesn't have to pounce right away because the prices are still high. What's up, Rich? But yeah, the prices are still high, but I feel like Cashman is ready to pounce whenever the price goes down, especially for Blake Snell or either any other pitcher like in a trade like Dylan Cease or even a hitter. You never know; anything can happen because in 09 when they made the free agents moves, no one expected for them to get Teixeira. So Cody Bellinger's still out there. So maybe Cashman has a surprise move somewhere. I don't know, but he still has some moves to make. It's just a matter of when, in my opinion. But right now in spring, I'm liking what the team is. Even though we have some injuries, it's good that it's happening now, so we don't have to worry about it later. But right now, it's a positive for me, and I feel like this is a much better feel in spring training that we ever had since. I think this is a similar spring training in 09 with all the moves they made this year and just like 09. So we just have to wait and see. In my opinion, Cashman has a couple moves, and we just have to wait and see. That's it.
Nathan, you spend a lot of your time, and Richie Rivera as well. You spend a lot of your time at Somerset, at Scranton, so you see a lot of the prospects. You know more about them than say like myself or some of the people that are in the chat or on the panel. Talk to some of the Yankee fans that want to trade Spencer Jones for Dylan Cease. What's your thoughts on Spencer Jones? How do you view Spencer Jones and the people that you work with when it comes to Somerset? How do you guys? What's your overall consensus on Spencer Jones? Speak on that real quick, Nathan, before I throw it over to Damian.
Well, first of all, if Cashman didn't want to trade Spencer Jones for Corbin Burns, why would he trade Spencer Jones for Dylan Cease? In my opinion, Corbin Burns is much better than Dylan Cease, experience-wise, in my opinion. But
top 5 pitcher in the league.
Yep. But Spencer Jones is, unbelievable too. Yankee fans don't get it. He's still young. He's still developing. He's in some AA. He's not even in AAA yet. And shout out to Julian, by the way, Julian Gallardi. From Douglas Station. He covers Somerset also, and we had the opportunity to cover Spencer Jones. Spencer Jones last year at Somerset, and his swing is unbelievable. He had some struggles. Don't get me wrong. He had some struggles during the season, but when he can draw walks, he has speed, and he can hit for power. It's just getting his mechanics right. But he reminds me of a younger Judge, and also a mix of Bryce Harper, in my opinion. But like I said, he's still young, he's still developing. But in my opinion, Cashman is making the right move by keeping him. I think Yankee fans needs to be more patient about these prospects. And we have the better feel of it. And I feel like Spencer Jones, he's going to continue to rise, and you're going to see him at Scranton, not this year, but I think the next year or so he's going to be in Scranton. So you'll see him at Somerset again for sure. But and then his move to AAA won't be, in my opinion, it won't be till 2025 or 2026. But you'll see him in Somerset this year and continue to rise. And he's one of our top prospects. So Yankees needs to get that. He's one of our top prospects and still raw, so which is amazing to see.
My guy, Richie Rivera, who also covers the Somerset Patriots, he says when it comes to Spencer Jones, he's a lefty Aaron Judge with Mookie Betts athleticism. And the Yankees this year, they're moving him to play first base to try to get him geared up and ready to play first base at the major league level. So listen, when it comes to Spencer Jones, like I said, he fell in our laps in the draft. And when it comes to prospects, I've said it so many times, they're like lottery tickets. You never know if they're going to work out. But if you have a kid like Spencer Jones and his potential, you try to see that it works out. And because if you hit and you have Spencer Jones with that potential on your roster for the next 6 years at a team controllable contract for cheap money, then you could go out there and spend big money on a starting pitcher because you have a cheap player like Spencer Jones coming up. You got a cheap player like a Clayton Beard, Chase Hampton, Will Warren. When you have young prospects coming up through the system, you can have them be a part of your major league roster and spend big time money on the free agents while you have your prospects helping you out by making low money. Damian, I want to throw it over to you. My guy Acevedo with the $5 super chat. So do we got one more duck race? Can we enter in Acevedo to the duck race if he's not already entered into it? Damian, I'm gonna throw it over to you to get your take on the conversation, and then I'm gonna throw it back over to Celso to do the duck race, and we are out of here. But go ahead, Damian.
Yo, we got 5 players this season, 5 that are hitting 30 or more. I put it in the chat earlier. We got 5 players this season that are going 30 plus bombs or more. We got Glaber, he's gonna get his 30. We got Stanton with a bounce back. I promise you, gonna get his 30. Obviously, Judge. We also got Soto, and then we got one more, which is Rizzo. So we got 5 players. So for anybody to say that we're slightly better, we didn't have we have 2 players last year with over 30. So we are far and beyond better than we were last year, with all due respect to the slightly. So are we gonna beat the Orioles as far as the Pacoda thing? I thought that was kind of crazy that Pacoda actually put them where they put them.
Oh, my man, there he is. Damien, your audio is messed up. Refresh and jump back, Damien. Just refresh the stream and come right back. Probably somebody called you while he was spitting real quick. And yes, we will be having the duck race. Crackle nuts, they are not rigged. We do not rig our duck races, crackle nuts. So we will make sure that crack is a little bit rigged. I'm not gonna lie. They're not rigged. Trust me, they're not rigged. Sunil, I see Sunil backstage right now. Let me bring up Sunil.
I see that anchor you put on my duck, Hector.
I got you. Sunil, there you go. Let me bring up.
What's up, Sunil?
Damien.
What's up, man?
All right, there we go, Damien. So Damien can finish his take, and then I'll throw it over to Sunil, and then we do the duck race. Go ahead, Dave.
What's up, Sunil?
Yeah, so Baltimore's gonna have a target on their back. Everybody's gonna give them their absolute best. Are they gonna be what they said? Probably not. But there's something to be said for a sophomore slump, and they got a lot of sophomores on that team, so they got a lot to prove. There's something to be said about Burns coming from the weakest division in the National League to the best division in all of baseball. So, this notion that, Burns is going to, fly through everybody. Is he a great pitcher? Absolutely. Would I want him? Absolutely. But the guy is going again from pitching to the Cubs, the Reds at their absolute worst, the Pirates at their absolute worst, going over to absolute monsters, killers, and the Blue Jays, the Yankees, and of course, the Red Sox. Yes, they're terrible pitching, but they still got an offense. Yep. So everybody's, I get the frustration when you get Burns, but let's not give Burns all the credit in the world because he is coming off his worst season up to date, which was last season. So he's got a lot to prove himself. I think we're in a great position. The Yankees will be just fine. Are we a playoff team? Absolutely. Are we going to make the World Series? Yet to be seen. And I think sky's the limit for this team as of right now, but we do have to add at least one more on.
Yep.
Gabi. Li, I know you got to dip out, my guy. Appreciate you, my guy. Thank you so much for always tuning in and being a part of the open panel. If you guys
Thanks,
want someone to piss you off on Twitter, make sure you follow Li Yankee King because he would definitely piss you off on Twitter. Appreciate you, my guy, Li. Like always, love, respect. I see you. I see you next week, Tuesday. Next week, Tuesday, we're going to go back to the 2 days a week. So we're going to have 2 episodes a week because we're now in spring training. But Li, appreciate you, brother.
See you later.
Later, my guy. Sunil, throw it over to you. Sorry about the technical difficulties getting you up here, Sunil, but throw it over to you. You've been listening to the conversation. What's your thoughts? Spring training is here. And if you had to pick Snell and the money, Cease and the prospect, or Trevor Bauer and the headache, go ahead, Sunil, and then we'll jump right into the duck races. Go ahead.
So I've heard just about, majority of us want to pick Trevor Bauer because he's a cheap option. But remember, he's got the beef with Garrett Cole still to be resolved. So if there is if by some stretch of the lucky imagination, he makes it beyond spring training and into the regular season, that's something to worry about too. And for that reason alone, I'm leaning away from Trevor Bauer. I was about to say Jack Bauer because 24.
What if I tell you there's no beef and they already squashed it and they had a conversation when they went back to their school for alumni night and they already squashed their beef?
Were you a fly on the wall listening to that?
No, Trevor Bauer said it on the radio that they squashed their beef and they had a conversation at alumni night and they actually took a picture together.
I don't know. Trevor Bauer still, he throwing a baseball over center field at Progressive Field and all the other things that tells me he's still a little unstable. So I have my concerns there.
Just say you don't like him, Sunil. Just say you don't like him.
Hey, listen, Damien. If we make the World Series, you owe me a ride in that Maybach that Hector keeps, proclaiming you got.
Don't you see the stars on the roof, my guy? He got the stars on the roof, Sunil.
If he got a Maybach, then I'll tell you I got a Koenigsegg.
There you go. Man, but Sunil, all right, cool. So you're out on Bauer. So would it be Cease or would it be Blake Snell and the money? Where are you leaning more towards?
Can I go with option D, Jordan Montgomery, somehow get Andy Pettit involved as a silent whisperer and basically try to rekindle the sides together?
I think Jordan Montgomery is going to go back to Texas. One, he's comfortable there.
There's been articles already that it's unlikely he's going back to Texas. So that's greater than 90% out. I'm leaving a 10% chance still for that to happen. The article came out the last day or two.
I think ultimately he re-signs with Texas for the simple fact, one, Texas, they're figuring out their TV deal. And when you look at their starting rotation, they're not going to have nobody until after the All-Star break. Matt Scherzer's not going to be back into the All-Star break. Jacob deGrom is not going to be back into the All-Star break. Their young pitcher that was a part of their rotation is not going to be back into the All-Star break. So they desperately need to sign Jordan Montgomery. If not, they're not going to be able to even get into the playoffs next year because they're going to be horrible without any starting pitching. They don't have no starting pitching because, like I said, that big three is not going to come back until after the All-Star break.
Well, that's where you enter Seattle into the playoff mix all of a sudden, and Texas's place as a wild card coming out of that division. Unfortunately, Brown Pants Astros basically, make it out as the AL West winner. But
TC still is doing his best. Edna Moda from Incredibles. Go ahead, Sunil.
Yeah, so unfortunately, the Brown Pant Astros basically make it as the AL West winners. Seattle's going to be the wild card coming out of the AL West. And then we probably have the other two wild cards coming out of the AL East. That's another hot take prediction I got in case you didn't ask for it, but I'm going to volunteer it.
No, I was just about to ask you. I'm still waiting to hear what do you want the Yankees to do? Trade for Dylan Cease or sign Blake Snell? I'm still waiting for that.
Oh, I thought he did answer. He said he loves Trevor Bauer. I thought that's what Sunil.
Oh hell no.
Oh, yeah. He did say that. I think he did say that.
No. That's when the name Bauer comes in my head.
He wants Carl Provano back.
No. Somehow I got 24 going in my head, and I was thinking Jack Bauer. I was like, please let's get Kiefer Sutherland on this.
That's like me last year. I kept confusing him with Jake Bauer every fucking time. Celso, we ready for a duck race, brother?
Let's do it. This is for
last
the
ducky
signed
race.
autograph baseball from Jose Trevino. We've got our people in there.
And for those that won, Damian won the first one. Let's shuffle this one up and let's go. Celso, lead it
Let's
off
rig
with
it
those
further.
beautiful.
I'm going to shuffle it a couple extra time just for you, Crackle Nuts. Let the race begin. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the duck race. We're giving away baseball. That's right. Ally Yankee King coming out early. With the crown said, I'm winning this shit. I'm the king. I'm the king.
Damn.
We have Sean Browning doing his best Trump. That's what I'm talking about.
Sean Browning Trump has entered the race.
I am a beautiful duck. Yes, I am.
We got 35 seconds on the clock. Empire State of Baseball, just in case you got a flat tire, shows up with a snorkel. He's ready for it. Nathan, just chilling, looking all plain yellow ducky. And our hour green dropping off.
No one sees a duck that's look as good as me. That's all I'm going to say. Look at my squab on my hair. You've never seen a duck this impressive. That's what I'm telling you.
14 seconds. NFE decides to come out looking like a Roman Empire. He's coming out. Empire State Baseball coming from behind with the snorkel. Sean Browning trying to come through with the duck. And the winner is
somebody do me a favor and drug test that duck. You have to drug test the duck. It's not real. It's real.
Congrats,
drug test the duck.
There you go, Rick.
Duck. Congrats, bro. You got the baseball.
Richie Rivera. Yeah, Richie, text me. I'll text you. I got Damian Serrano. I'll text Damian Serrano. I'll make sure I get everybody's information. Let's bring everybody back up on here. Fellas, we're going to get ready to wrap things up. I'm going to throw it around the panel one more time. I'm going to start it off with my guy, Sean Browning, and then we're going to let everybody go as they give us their last take. Sean Browning, what is your last words for Michael K before you get out of here?
Okay, think before you speak. Because
there you go.
When you paint with a wide brush, you're going to end up with mass casualties. And I'm not saying it in the, because...
Yeah, no, we get it. We get it. No, we get it.
What they're going on.
Yeah.
But that's just the thing I got to say is,
Copy. Let's go Yankees, baby. Sean Browning, appreciate you. I'll see you next week, my guy. Shout out to my guy, Sean Browning. Double A, Caputo, Nathan, Jonathan, Sunil, Caputos. I'm going to throw it over to you. What is your last words for Michael K before we get out of here, Caputis?
Oh, he's a jerk. I never liked Michael K. He's an idiot. He's a Yankee apologist. He always has been. That's why they call him Yankee Boy, because he sticks up for every little thing that the Yankees do and Cashman and House. So he's a jerk. And he needs – I wish he would just retire already. I'm just sick of his announcing and his botch calls. And he just sticks up for everything that the Yankees do. I mean, he doesn't criticize them enough. I've seen him, kill them a couple of times, but he's a puppet, man.
Yeah, Caputos, I'm right there with you. Like I said, I got a lot of respect for Michael K because I grew up watching him with the Yankees. But when it comes to taking that brush like Sean Browning says and just painting every fan out there as a moron, I can't respect that. But Caputos, appreciate you, brother. I'll see you next week, my guy. Let's go Yankees.
All right,
our guy Michael Caputis. And I'm gonna throw it over to my guy Jonathan. Jonathan, what is your last words from our guy Michael K as you get out of here? Go ahead, brother.
Retire from the Yankees and stick to radio.
Nice. Jonathan with a hot take right there. Appreciate you, Jonathan.
I've been around since I remember when Phil Rizzuto was the announcer, and he was a good announcer. They don't have any Phil Rizzutos anymore.
Jonathan, you don't have to age yourself. You look amazing. You got to let us know what your skin treatment is because you just said Phil Rizzuto, and you look amazing when it comes to your age, Jonathan.
You do. It's
appreciate
John Sterling.
You. Sayonara. See you next week, brother. Let's go Yankees. My guy Double A, the fittest 60-year-old in the world. I know you already give us your take for Michael K, but let's get your last words before we get out of here, brother.
Well, I just think he has a selective memory because he was the first one to jump on Cashman when Cashman gave his exit interview. You know, getting on him on how he was abusive towards fans. If you don't remember that.
Yeah,
So, dude,
I remember that. Great point.
You must be getting amnesia, dude. Something, you know. But
You're a
hey,
hypocrite.
and you know, the thing is Boone's a good guy, man. I don't think he should be the only one on the hot seat.
Yeah, Double A, appreciate you, Unc.
Thank you,
See you
fellas.
tomorrow. Let's go,
Appreciate
Knicks.
it, Double
Let's
A.
go, Yankees. Shout out to my guy.
See you guys,
Double
fellas.
A.
See you.
Definitely Double A. Appreciate you. Throw it over to Sunil and then Nathan just to rock us out, to take us out. Sunil, last words for Michael K and the rest of Yankee Universe.
Hector, you sound like a fan. That's basically what Michael K would say. And those kind of takes are just they got to stop. That kind of arrogance, and you got to put a curb on it. You got to start respecting the fans. Point blank. Period.
I felt some type of way for a second. I was like, "What the fuck did I do to you, Sunil? I literally just told you to go. Go ahead."
No, I just use that context as an example of something.
No,
Michael
yeah, I
K
can't
would say.
understand. No, you're right. You're
Yeah.
right. And that's the thing, you know, we've had conversations, right? And Sunil, you don't agree with me. I don't agree with you. I don't agree with Nathan. I don't agree with TC 100 times. But we're able to have a
You don't
conversation.
You don't
without
agree with
calling
me?
people- yeah, okay, Sunil.
Yeah.
We should be able to have conversations with one another. If I don't agree with you, we can have a conversation without going to ad hominems and start calling people stupid or moron or anything like that. I feel that's a very schoolyard approach to it. If you're only going to call me stupid or call me a name, you're a little child, right? You got to get, if you don't like something, give me your reasons. Explain to me. Sunil, you asked me, Hector, why didn't you like the 2002 Ferrari? I will explain to you why I don't like that piece of shit of a car that's a 2002 Ferrari, right? But if you just tell me, Hector, I don't like that because that's stupid or because it's dumb, give me your reasons behind it, right? And I think we should be able to have conversations like that.
You just took out Nitin's favorite car indirectly.
Nah,
I hope you know.
that is a horrible gas guzzler of an automobile. So now, appreciate you, my guy. Let's go, Yankees. I will see you next week, brother.
See you, Sunil.
All right.
Later, brother. Nathan from the NNR Hour. My guy, Nathan Ramachandra. Guys, make sure you guys go and follow my brother, Nathan. Absolutely on social media. Make sure you follow him on Twitter. Make sure you follow him on Instagram and subscribe to his YouTube channel. Nathan, go ahead.
Speaking of Michael K, I want to keep it positive. I've done, Rich. What's up, Rich? So we've done a couple of events with Michael K with his ESPN events, and met him a couple of times, and he's a great person. And I get where Yankee fans are coming from, but for me, being part of media, I'm just going to keep it positive. I think he's a great person, a great radio guy. One of the best play-by-play for the Yankees, and with John Sterling there also, but. Yankee fans can think whatever they want, but for me, being part of media, I want to be more respectful to him. And plus, we do events with him every time. So, but Michael K, keep up the great work, and can't wait to see more. See you in action again. We're calling Yankee games during the season and spring training. And
if Michael K was to ever come up across this video, I don't want him to think that we're just bashing him. I always start off, whenever I talk about Michael K, I always start off with the fact, and TC, you've heard me say it a bunch of times, that I grew up listening to Michael K. Michael K was my voice as a child when it came to the New York Yankees. I have so much respect when it comes to Michael K and what he means in this space when it comes to Yankee fans and Yankee media. But on the flip side to that, I have an issue with people sitting in an ivory tower looking down on us fans and calling us stupid or calling us morons. I may not agree with everyone that's in my chat. I may not agree with everyone that follows me on Twitter or Instagram, but I'm not going to call them moron or an idiot unless they say something that was like super out of pocket. So, Nathan, I definitely appreciate your approach to it.
And also,
go ahead.
I want to promote some things for you guys, and Hector and Todd. I want to. This is for you guys too. Actually, February, we have a couple of speaking of events at the Woodbridge Brewing Company. Hector, get ready, and Todd, you get ready to. Todd, make your schedule available. February 25th, we have John Franco for the Mets coming to Woodbridge Brewing Company. March 3rd, Darryl Strawberry coming to Woodbridge Brewing Company, and we're close to finalizing Jose Canseco coming to the Woodbridge Brewing Company April 27th. So that should be a good one. But
yeah,
those are some of their baseball events coming up in Woodbridge Brewing Company. Shout out to Woodbridge Brewing Company for letting us as media people come in there, do some media coverage for them, and they're a great place. And Todd, you got to come check it out. Also, come to one of the events. And like I said, we got some pretty big things happening.
A long way for me.
Yeah.
He's all the way on the West Coast, but we'll get TC to the city. We'll get him out. We'll get him out to Woodbridge.
I'll be out there.
Richie Rivera, make sure you come out to one of these events. Folks in the chat, if you want to come to these events, hit up Nathan. Hit me up on socials. We'll get you connected to the right people over there on Woodbridge. Nathan, last words before you go, because we got to bring Celso up and we wrap things up. Go ahead, Nathan.
First of all, thank you guys for always having us on the show. You, Hector, Todd, Jigga, rest of the Morning Brew Sports Show.
Appreciate it.
Love collaborating with you guys, and keep up the great work. Let's go Yankees, and I can't wait for another season, and let's do it. Woo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Guys, if you guys want to make sure you want to hang out, I know we talk Yankees, but if you're a Knicks fan, at the end of the month, February 26th, Knicks versus Pistons, the Morning Brew. We got ourselves a little ticket package. We're going to be in the building. The tickets in that area are $160. We was able to get a sales rep to give us a group ticket with a little discount. So the tickets are $120. That's including the sales tax. That's including the transfer fees. That's including everything. So if you guys want to come to the Garden, you want to hang out with myself, with Celso, and with Phil Porto, February 26th, hit us up on social, and we'll give you the information you need. And I'm going to throw it over to my main man, Celso Porto.
Bro, I'm just excited. You know, players are reporting. I'm reporting for duty. I'm back with you next week for the Yanks Brew. We got spring training in 3 weeks. I can't wait to be out there. We got a lot of content coming out for the rest of the year, guys. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Man, I love that you guys all commit to hanging out with us for 2 hours and duck races and all that good stuff. TC, it's time to report, bro. We're back in business. Baseball season's here, baby.
We're back, baby. We are back. The boys are back in town. Celso, I can't wait. It's gonna be some great coverage. Like you said, we're gonna be in Yankees in spring training. We're gonna be down there with Yankee fans, interviewing Yankee fans, interviewing some players, linking up with our friend Frank Luna. It is going to be an amazing time. We got the pregame show that we're gonna be doing. The pregame show most likely will be Monday through Friday, probably every day, if not every day, every other day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We'll figure the schedule as we go, but it'll be myself and Soso. We'll do it from about like 5 to 6, and then as well, we'll have different people joining us. Richie Rivera is going to tap in and be a contributor as well. TC is going to tap in as well. Different content creators as well. I'm super excited for that. Soso, any last words? We got to step out.
Deuces!